I was going to do a big, fat, guttural yell just because it's Friday. It actually feels like Saturday because this week has been so long. Welcome in, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
Oh, my God. Good morning, everyone. Let me fix mine. I need to get even with you guys. I am well below you. There we go. Good to be here on a Friday. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan, getting ready for a, as Jesse Agler called it yesterday, a fun weekend of baseball. Should be really, really fun. Now,
He's
maybe
such a sweet guy.
Maybe Jesse has a different idea of fun than I have. I don't know, but yeah, Dodgers will be in town, and can't really make more of that than you should, right? Adam, is he sitting at home right now, cracking his knuckles, putting on the Rambo makeup, like
stretching,
like to himself in the mirror? He's like, "You're gonna tweet more than anyone has ever tweeted. No one will ever have more content than this radio station this weekend.
Don't think it, just tweet it."
Tweet everything that comes to mind. No tweet is too much.
Don't worry about spell check.
Sungmoon Song draws a walk against Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
Padres only down 7-1.
Guaranteed. Well, welcome in.
The Padres have slayed the dragon again.
Adam's like, what did
I do? I just woke up. I'm here, sitting at the luxury of my own home, and you guys are just pounding me. I've been sitting here right now. Haven't even gotten out of bed yet, and I'm getting crushed on Ben and Woods this morning. I'm Woodsy. That's Paulie. He's the executive producer. Good morning, Paulie.
Hey, how are you?
Doing great, man. Ben Higgins, excellent round table yesterday, sir.
Thank you.
You just knocked it out
Thank
of the
you.
park.
And yesterday was Thursday. We all thought yesterday was Friday, which led to the very panicked moment when I arrived this morning. And I wasn't particularly early, but usually you beat me by a few minutes.
Yep.
But the parking lot was completely empty and dark. And I go, that's weird. Well, I guess, Woods, maybe you got a good night's sleep. You're running a little bit late today. Get up to the building. It's dark. There's no one here at Odyssey San Diego. And as I walked in, I thought, did I just come into work on a Saturday?
Yeah.
Has anybody out there done that? Like you just on autopilot and you get up and you go through whatever your morning is you go to work and you realize, it's Saturday. What am I doing?
Buddy, I've done it after a nap. I've done it after a nap. When I was a 9 to 5er, like I have done it after a nap on a Saturday. Like, when did I do it? Oh, you wake up, you take a nap. Oh, you go home, you're exhausted. I'm going to take a 20-minute nap before I make dinner. You pass out dead asleep and you wake up. You're like, it's 6 a.m. I got to get ready for work. I have done that before.
I'll wake up and like as soon as my eyes kind of open, I go, wait, what day is it today?
Yeah.
Or I'll look over and I'll see the clock and I'll see 5:45.
Yeah. You're like, oh, gosh.
And I go, I'm late, right? I'm not going to make it in time. And then I go, it's Saturday.
And this is something for the crew that gets up and works very, very early. I'd imagine if you go into work at 9, and even if you thought maybe it was Saturday, the lack of cars and traffic on the road would instantly alert you. But it's not really that different at 4:45 in the morning on a Friday versus a Saturday. So I don't know that I would have noticed driving in, and I just got here and I'm going, wait, did I? No, it's Friday. It's definitely Friday.
Yeah, it's definitely Friday. We're here. I did get a phenomenal night's sleep last night. Put the kids down at 8. I was not messing around. I said, hey, I love you both. Get to bed. I got to crash. And by 8:10, I was dead to the world. I slept so well, I woke up at 10:37 p.m. and was like, that's what I needed.
Good night's sleep.
Got up, went to the bathroom, was like, it's got to be 2-3 at least. It was 10:37. I'd been asleep for 2.5 hours. And I was like, everything else is gravy compared to this. Speaking of gravy, what a segue. I didn't even mean to do that. We got an email yesterday from our pal David J. from Hop Run Tours. They're running our tour to Chicago. We leave on Sunday morning. Got an email that says, on Thursday, we'll be heading to Johnny's for lunch. While you don't have to pre-order your sandwich, it'll make it much easier on their staff and accelerate you getting your food. Huge proponent of that. Don't like to wait in lines very much. What is that? What kind of bread is that? What kind of beef do you use? What's that? What's in that gravy? Right, I'll get behind that person. So expedite me. I'll be happy. Get my hot beef in me and move on, right?
Hot beef.
So Ben just walking into Johnny's, just yelling hot beef over and
Hot
over.
beef.
Yes, sir. It's coming. Don't worry about it. We've got it. It's on the way. Relax. I know you want sausage too. We got you, dude. We got
hot beef.
F you. Relax. It's coming. Get to the back of the line and pipe down. So it says, not sure what to make of the options? Here's a good primer. Note that Johnny's does not offer cheese. So you put your name in, and then you pick your sandwich. Here's your options. Italian beef, Italian sausage, combo, hot dog, Chicago style, so don't answer the questions below or even think about ketchup. Peppers, sweet, hot, both, none. Gravy/juice, dry, wet, dipped. Gluten-free. They don't have a gluten-free roll, so you can opt for a bowl by clicking below. Okay, and then any notes or special requests. So I filled this out yesterday. I picked Italian beef, no peppers. I'm going to change it, I think. I put Italian beef, no peppers, dipped. We were on the live stream last night, and I come to find out that dipped actually means dunked in gravy. Submerged and dunked in gravy. And I panicked, and I said, I don't want a wet sandwich. I don't like wet bread. Apparently, there are people that do, and they don't mind it at all. Like, I do not want to sandwich. I like to take the bread, dip it quickly in something, you name it.
I read and
then eat it.
The dipped is that's the standard way
that's
to
the
go.
Way to
that
get
is that's the way to do it. It'd be like not getting, coming to San Diego and first time ordering a San Diego burrito, and you're like, I'll just take it in a bowl instead or something. It's
sure.
like, yeah, it's kind of the same, but it's not really like
you're not
a burrito.
You're not if I don't do dipped, we're not getting the authentic. Well,
that's what I was told. I don't know. I haven't been there.
We went to Philly and we didn't get cheese whiz on our cheesesteaks.
Wit whiz.
We were like, first of all, I couldn't in good conscience go up.
Did you want cheese whiz?
I couldn't. Needed it. I couldn't go up there and say,
available.
Can I get it with whiz, please? I couldn't have said it. Even if it tasted delicious, I wouldn't have been able to say it. Yeah, with whiz. So I have to go in and change my thing. So now it's probably going to come up with 2 sandwiches for me. David, if you're listening, I just want 1 sandwich, and I would like it dry. But even that's not dry.
I also needed to be educated on the differences because I've never been to a true Chicago beef restaurant. So the difference between dry, which is they take the meat out and then let it drip off a little bit before they put it in the sandwich. Wet, they pull it right out of the jus and just put it right on top of the sandwich so it gets some of that moisture into the bread. And then dipped, where the actual bread goes into the juice, like a pre-dipped French dip. You don't dip it yourself.
We'll do it for you.
They dip it for you. And so I learned that, as Paulie said, that's actually the most traditional way. It is even inspired what is called the Chicago hunch. To eat the sandwich, you have to
hunch over, plate.
Lean way forward, because it's going to be so drippy and messy that you can't just bring it up to your mouth or it's going to get all over the place. So you have to lean heavily forward while eating one of these sandwiches.
You're not no one's saying it's not messy or maybe weird. Even
I just don't think it. I don't think it would taste good.
But I am saying everyone's saying that's kind of the way to at least I want the authentic experience. I'm not going to go.
I want it to taste good.
I'm not going to go to a deep dish pizza place and order a burger.
Hold on. The authentic experience is getting a hot beef sandwich, right? In my opinion,
hot beef.
I wouldn't want if someone's authentic experience was, we actually take your pizza and we dip it in juice and then we give you this wet pizza. That's how we do it here in Cleveland. You're like, I don't want that. I don't want wet pizza. I just want pizza. I want to try your pizza, your sauce, your crust. Well, we dip it here. We dip it in fudge here in Cleveland, and then we give it to you. But I already know I'm not going to like fudge. I know I don't like wet bread. I know I don't like it. I like it a little wet, but I like to control the wetness. Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
So give me the juice, and I'll dip it, and then I'll eat it quick.
You are missing out on some delicacies. I mean, you'll do a French dip because you can control it. This is
right.
You're uncontrolled. This is more like a torta ahogada, which is one of the Mexican sandwiches, but it's covered in a wet salsa-y jus, and it's delicious.
Please stop saying jus. It's so weird. Jus.
Juice.
Great.
J-U-S.
I know. Very weird. So I want to get the flavor. Isn't the flavor the experience. In my opinion, the flavor is the experience.
Well, don't you think the juice is carrying a ton of the flavor?
Yes, but I'm going to dip it in there myself.
I don't think they give you a side to dip it in.
They have to.
I don't think they do.
I think that's a French dip.
Yeah.
You want a French dip.
But this is an Italian dip because it's Italian beef.
I went combo, which is sausage with the beef on top.
That's hideous. I
I
mean,
couldn't do
that's
that.
the
I was
nastiest thing.
deciding
That's
between
both kind of peppers.
That's not a combo that makes sense to me. I mean, get what you want for sure. I'm not going to shame you out of. I will shame you out of it here. But
I just want to try everything. So
I thought. I also thought
peppers.
You're like you at an orgy would be fascinating. Fascinating. You'd be he's eating grapes. He's over here. He's over here.
A threesome would be fun.
You're like, hey, buddy, relax. There's a bunch of people in here. He wants sausage piled on top of hot beef with sweet and hot peppers dipped in gravy. But you're not getting the dipped now, right?
I'm getting the wet, not all the way dipped, kind of straddling both sides of the fence on this one.
Mm-hmm. Hey,
maybe you just get 2 sandwiches.
Now, David did warn us that we're likely to be made fun of as tourists if we don't have our acts together. If you call it anything other than a beef, if you call it a beef sandwich, or it's a beef.
Hi, can I have one Italian beef sandwich, please?
Exactly. Don't do that. But of course, we do the same thing to people not from San Diego.
Dude, are you kidding?
Who come here? Paulie had the great example, like putting rice in your burrito.
Right.
It's like, it's just not really supposed to be done. It's not the worst thing. It's,
you got some hillbilly from the Midwest is like, I like rice in my burrito.
Right. That's how he likes it. So I moved here 16 years ago, and it was probably one of the first shows we did. The guy that was the host, Mikey, was asking me, in knowing where it was going to lead. I didn't know this. He was like, what's your favorite Mexican food? I was like, I love fajitas. Now, I'm
embarrassing.
Well, I'm from Texas, right?
It's embarrassing.
The vitriol that I got online I was like, what did I do? All I said is that I like fajitas. I personally enjoy fajitas. They're like, you're wrong. I've had them. They taste good. Meat, veggies wrapped in tortillas with just a little cheese on there. Delicious. Wherever you are, not here.
Now
and
that you've been here 10 years, do you realize what you were doing wrong?
Now I do.
I just want to make sure.
I'll never forget one of Hannah and my earliest dates. We went to a place in El Cajon, I believe, because her brother was playing a show there. And it was a Mexican restaurant. And I sat down.
El Chorrito.
I don't even remember what it was called. But I sat.
That's where you'd get fajitas. Like, doesn't feel authentic.
So I sat down. I looked at the menu and I was like, all right, I'll get fajitas. Everyone at the table laughed at me. Then the fajitas came. They had broccoli in them. There was broccoli, chunks of broccoli in the fajitas. So then I started laughing at them. You guys don't know how to do fajitas, right? It was a whole big thing. But they definitely are going to make fun of you for however you eat their sandwich. So here's the deal. Why give me options if you're just going to rank me out for whatever I get? Just give me what you make and I'll suffer through it with your hot, wet gravy sandwich at 97 degrees.
So Food Geek San Diego in our YouTube chat, which I see credibility there just from the name, says, this conversation is killing me. The bread is hearty. When they dip it, the bread doesn't turn into a sponge. If you don't get it dipped, you are making an enormous mistake.
That's what everyone's saying.
Right. Do I have to eat it with a fork?
You have to just do the Chicago hunch and lean over so it just doesn't drip all over you.
All right. I'm going to resubmit. This is my third one, by the way. This is my third response. Okay. Italian beef.
Doesn't need to be this difficult.
Peppers. Sweet, right? Yeah, sweet.
Sweet and hot.
I got sweet. I got
sweet and hot.
Italian beef, sweet peppers, dipped.
Okay. Dip. Done. Any special notes? This is my final request.
Cancel my previous requests.
They're going to give me 3 sandwiches. Hey, you got a dry, a dipped, and then another
You're going to
dip.
walk into Johnny's Beef.
Hey,
they're gonna,
Fatso, look who's here. It's
this
the guy.
guy's here.
Yeah, it's the guy.
This is your beefs, sir.
All right.
Fatso's last stand.
I would like to know.
Flub-a-dub chub.
Food Geek San Diego. This is the first time I think we've ever had you in our chat that I can remember. I'm pretty engaged in the chat. Maybe you'd like to be our personal food person. You know what I mean? Like somebody that we could go to. We do talk a lot about food. So reach out. If you find our contact information online, you probably can. Yeah.
How did we spend 15 minutes on this? Like, you're the one that lived in Chicago.
This is
Like,
this is a good
that's all
point.
you talk about is how great
You're
Chicago
not a tourist going back to Chicago. Did
Like-
you not do this multiple times?
I've lived in San Diego. If I ever moved somewhere else and talked about my time in San Diego, I'd be able to tell you all about the Mexican food
Right.
and like the San Diego delicacies.
Yeah, you lived here for a few years,
Right.
And then you
Went
came
to
back,
college here.
You came back with a tour group to go see Padres play at Petco Park,
Yeah.
and we're going to go get carne asada.
I know
burritos.
exactly where to go.
And you go, I don't really know what a carne asada burrito is. What do you mean? You lived in San Diego. How do you not know what a carne asada burrito
Look,
is?
The 2020s were a weird time for me, Ben.
You guys done? You had your fun? So when I lived there,
Food hadn't been invented yet.
Food had been invented. I was after
No Italian food.
I was chasing hot beef there for sure. Had
Fine, but
nothing
there
to
are
do with
other
sandwiches.
There are other hours in the day. Young people who are about
I don't know
the
that
town
I
still
actually
eat.
I don't know that I ate a meal in my 20s in Chicago.
I feel like a hot beef sandwich would sound delicious when you're hammered at 2:30 in the morning.
So I definitely had one. I definitely can remember having one with a buddy. If I'm not mistaken, I feel like I didn't like it. You're talking 1997, 8, around there, long time ago. They had them on every corner, right? And so it was kind of one of those things where you're walking around, you're like, oh, another hot beef place, like another beef sandwich. Like, I'm not in the mood for a beef sandwich right now. I don't think I ate a lot of beef sandwich. I don't think I ate a lot of food. We were alcohol and other things and girls. That's all we cared about. That's the only. I didn't even go to concerts back then. Mr. Music Guy, like I didn't even go to concerts. We had a 3-track mind. Booze, drugs, and girls. That's it. That's all we cared about.
Food did not even come into the equation.
My meals were like we
Just
had
something
that.
to survive.
We had that. Yeah, it was like survival. We had that card. They had that card for the school store and cafeteria. Well, when the cafeteria would close, and I oftentimes missed when they were open, they had the little stand. And in the stand, you could buy lean cuisine lasagna and Ben & Jerry's ice cream. All I ate for like 2 years. Didn't cost me anything. It was okay, like sustenance, and that's all I ate. I was not out
I'm on
like
a diet, so I eat the lean cuisine.
Yeah.
And then I top it off with
Ben
Ben
and
and
Jerry's.
Jerry's.
Yeah, I mean, when I was in college, like I wasn't like fancying Mr. A's or something. But
Never, Paulie.
I had the same thing. I had the student card on campus, and I would go to they had convenience marts all over campus.
Yeah,
and if I was like, I'm not really hungry, but I had if you didn't use your money that day, you didn't save. It didn't accumulate. So you had to use it. I'm like, well, I'm going out with friends later for lunch, so I don't really need to use my money today. And I'll just go to the mart and buy like dry food to keep in my room or something.
Yeah, I mean, seriously,
Groceries.
that's pretty much. We couldn't have given a frog's fat ass about a restaurant. Honestly, like there was the place out in Evanston where I still like to try to get to. But that was like a treat out in the suburbs when we would go play golf or something or go stay at a buddy's house. I didn't like deep dish because I really don't like lasagna. I'll eat it, but I don't like lasagna in a crust. So I didn't really like deep dish.
Sound like
all
the
that
worst
much.
Chicago resident
I was.
ever.
And you're right,
Hot
though.
dogs.
So yeah, the hot dogs were standard, but I made my own. Like I made my own dogs, had a little mini grill. I would cook my own dogs. My buddy Rob was a great Chicago dog master. He'd whip them up. So it's college, right? Like you're in college, you're not like, hey, what's the hottest new restaurant in town? Or even like, let's go to, I just was never in the mood for a hot beef sandwich.
I spent most of college looking for places to eat
I know.
around my
I know you
college
did.
that I felt would be acceptable to my level of culinary interest.
Yeah, listen, I don't think you're wrong or weird for that. But
and by the way, east out on the 10, like where I went to college out by, Claremont,
not much, right?
Pomona, not that much to go on back then.
No, I bet not. So I just lived a really different lifestyle back then. And on my list of priorities, hot beef might have been dead last. It might have been dead last on the list of college woods.
Well, and now it's a thing because of the bear. It's become
even
a
bigger.
significant cultural touchstone.
That's right.
Of the 2020s.
True.
Chicago beef, because of that show, has elevated to levels that we have not seen, at least outside of Chicago.
I'm going to start watching it again this weekend.
There's a huge awareness now of Chicago beef because of that show.
Yeah, for sure. And the dogs, you're right. I remember the first time I met my college girlfriend's dad. He's like, "You're from Texas? I bet you like ketchup on your hot dogs." And I was like, "Actually, I don't." He's like, "All right, you can sit down." Really, like the first thing he said was, "No, you're defiling my daughter, I bet." And he was like, No. How do you eat your hot dog? And I was like, "No, this is how I eat."
They take it really seriously.
like more seriously than anything.
I think our we kind of joke about the rice in the burrito thing, but I don't really judge a person if they like some rice in their burrito, but I think they do in Chicago. If you put ketchup on your dog,
they'll laugh you out of town.
It's a humiliating thing.
Yeah.
Even if you do ketchup and mustard.
Ray just said, "You said you ate lean cuisine lasagna for 2 years, but you hate deep dish because you hate lasagna." I don't like my lasagna in a pizza crust. Don't call that pizza to me. That's lasagna.
Don't call lean cuisine lasagna
either. That's
Yeah.
exactly right. That's exactly
some respect on lasagna.
Totally different. Totally different.
Just say lean cuisine.
Well,
it doesn't really matter what the lean cuisine is. That's the lean cuisine.
That's all they had. That's the only
frozen
variety you could get was the lean cuisine
Hot
lasagna.
Pockets.
Yeah, and I wolfed them.
Crisping sleeve.
It was just sustenance at that point. But man, I'm excited for the trip. I've changed my sandwich now 3 times. I finally got it like everybody says I should, and I bet it's going to be tasty. The only thing that we're going to eat it there, right? Because when you walk around,
it doesn't travel.
That's what I was going to say,
Yeah.
and I think that's what originally domed me out was when I go to one of the places I go a lot, my beloved Jersey Mike's. They do. And they're probably trained to do it. They go with the oil and then with the vinegar. And I like oil and vinegar.
The juice.
And by the time you get it home, you're like, all right, well, that bread is soaked through. I don't want this now.
Yeah.
So you have to eat it right away or
ask for it on the side.
You get a side. They don't let you on DoorDash, though. DoorDash, you cannot ask for a side. So you better have your own oil and vinegar at home. So there you go.
I have a question for Ben. Are you concerned at all now, having heard like Woodsy's own words? I wasn't concerned about nice or fancy foods, fancy restaurants, that he also made the recommendation for fancy dinner on Sunday night.
No, because I've done enough research to know that the place we're going is legit.
You would have overruled him.
Yeah.
He tried, by the way. Did you hear this story?
I don't think I did.
You know that he did?
That's why I'm asking.
I did try to get a reservation at an even fancier place, but it's like the hardest reservation to get in the United States, and I was unsuccessful in getting us in.
You probably shouldn't have told me. Because I picked the place.
I made a reservation at that place.
Right.
Too,
but then you went behind my back, called another place because my place wasn't good enough.
Just in case.
I did not know this.
Oh, you didn't know that?
I had no idea.
He said it in there. You might have been working on some audio, but he's like, I actually tried to get a reservation at
Bavette's,
Dorsia or whatever. And I was like, well, okay. I thought we were locked into Gibson's. Are we not? Where he's now, because it's not Bavette's, he's going to be like, fine. It's a steakhouse. It's fine.
No, it'll be good.
Dreading it already.
You're so right.
One of the reasons
you're
100% right.
You know what? I'll change my mind. Cancel the reservation. You find a place Friday.
We got our
Sunday.
place. It's too late, by the way. You're not going to get a place 2 days from now.
We'll be eating bubblegum shrimp on Michigan Avenue.
I know how much you like a good French steakhouse. So it's one of the things you often rave about.
I do.
Your time in Paris.
Oh.
And this would have actually probably been up to those standards because it's a French style steakhouse that is literally one of the hardest reservations to get in the country. So I thought I'd just try. It's really kind of me being nice to Woodsy and, thinking like, I know what my buddy likes. And I think this place might be right up his alley. I was also more than willing. Like, no, if you said no,
we'll go to your Bennigan Steakhouse. It's fine.
I'm definitely good with it. So,
well, just call the restaurant that you couldn't get the reservation for. I know we're 2 days out. Just say you're Abe Froman.
Yes, Sausage King. He is. We should get him a shirt.
Sausage King,
the Sausage King of Chicago.
So, I think all right.
I'm not who I say.
I have a theory. I think he wanted to get into. Okay, I found out yesterday. It's all connected now. Your fancy buddy Scott will actually be in Chicago with his wife at the same time. When you heard that, you thought he's going to think I'm a hillbilly for eating at Gibson's.
No.
I want him to know that I am as fancy as he is. Mm-hmm. I can't tell him that we're eating at just plain old Gibson Steakhouse. Right?
No, that is not true.
It's like Outback.
That is not true, because I asked him and his brother, who's even a bigger foodie and spent a lot of time in Chicago, said Gibson's is great.
There we go. I got the Scott
seal of approval.
Absolutely.
Of
all right.
Absolutely. No, don't worry.
Now I'm nervous. I hope you enjoy it.
I'm guaranteed to enjoy it. Okay. I have no doubt about it.
Very nervous.
And I'm glad it has meaning to you as well.
It's a very special place. I took my son Bo there for his very first gentleman's dinner with my dad and my uncle, and it was a very special night. Speaking of special, wanted to give a shout out to my 5-year-old who had his last day of preschool yesterday. He is finished with preschool. He's officially a kindergartner.
He's now a man.
He's now a man, and he is so happy. We have his graduation ceremony today at the park. I'm really excited about it. He's in his full cap and gown, and he's been wearing it around the house, so he's very ready to get this thing going. But what a big boy! I read he brought home yesterday. It's called he calls it his portfolio. Dad, here's my portfolio.
Portfolio,
which is the funniest thing. And I go, what is it? He goes, a portfolio. I go, all right, let me see your portfolio. So I start rolling through all of his art, and the teacher wrote this note. Hannah and I were sobbing when we read it. At the end, it was like, my sweet Taylor. And we're on the bed, and I'm like, blah, 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 and she's tears pouring down her face. So I'm very proud of him. If he's listening, if he's awake, you're the best, dude. I'm so proud of you, and you're so smart and talented, and it's going to be great, man. Kindergarten. He's looked like a kindergartner for like a year. When you go pick him up from preschool, you're like, all right, man. He's got that weird birthday, so he's always going to be the oldest. Towering over every kid. So yeah, man, very excited. Very excited.
Matthew says cap and gown for preschool. What is going on in Encinitas?
Matthew, that goes on everywhere, my brother. Everywhere. It's going on in Fort Wayne, Indiana today. I promise you, there's preschools.
That's the time.
Your kid in a cap and gown is just the sweetest, funniest, most precious thing.
Did you have to buy one, rent one?
I think we had to buy one.
They provided for you.
The good thing about Taylor is he'll wear it all summer. Just walking around the house. He loves costumes, so he loves it.
I think that's a relatively recent trend with parents and kids, is like the graduation gowns. Like, I mean, you guys didn't do that when you were in kindergarten, right?
No,
I never had.
My first graduation gown was high school.
Mine too.
Yeah,
mine too.
Same.
But I think it's fine.
I
hated it too until I had kids. And
well,
now
I don't hate it.
I want to see it.
We didn't have that. Like they didn't really make a big deal about going from like 2nd to 3rd grade. It was like you finished 6th grade was the end of elementary. 8th grade was the end of middle school, and then 12th grade was
we got breaking baseball news. This can't be right.
Let's tease this.
This cannot
be right. It does appear to be correct.
There is no way.
We will let you know. Old friend alert.
Wow.
In New York. That is coming up next. We'll give you an update on some good news for the San Diego Padres on the off day as well. Get things started here. Broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how. We'll set the menu for the Friday edition of Friar Friday, Management Report Friday. We'll let you know who's coming up on the program next with Ben and Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. As we all know, San Diego is an incredible place to live, but it's not getting any cheaper. Housing, healthcare, taxes, groceries, it all adds up. And when people start thinking about retirement, one fear rises to the top. What if my money for, sandwiches doesn't last? That's where Trajan Wealth comes in. TRAJAN Wealth.com. Trajan Wealth's fiduciary advisors help people build retirement strategies designed for today's reality, factoring in inflation, market uncertainty, and the real cost of living right here in San Diego. They take the time to understand your goals and your comfort level, because no two retirements look the same. Trajan Wealth has offices at Liberty Station, Carlsbad, and Del Mar. They work with people who want confidence, not constant financial stress. So if it's been on your mind, if retirement is in the near future or even distant future, this is a great time. Make the call, 1-855-TRAJAN1. That's 1-855 TRAJAN1, or just take a few minutes online at TRAJANwealth.com. Trajan Wealth, plan smarter, dream bigger. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth LLC. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Actual client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Nothing. Now,
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player. This is and this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Humul Casino Resort, now open.
Breaking news in Major League Baseball. First, Ben and Woods brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. The New York Mets, and we played the audio yesterday of them getting swept in a doubleheader by the Cubs. And Gary Cohen basically saying how sad and pathetic things had become with 6 errors in the infield. They went on to get mopped by the Cubs yesterday in a 4-game series.
My word.
And the consequences this morning being reported by Joel Sherman and others. Carlos Mendoza has been fired as manager of the Mets, third firing this season after the early twosome in Philadelphia and Boston. Alex Cora and Rob Thompson both fired earlier this season. Now, Carlos Mendoza becomes the third skipper who will replace Carlos Mendoza on an interim basis. Padres fans, do you remember this?
Don't worry, I'm leaving, Joe. You can go call another call.
Yeah.
The worst chatter.
Old friend Andy Green has been installed as the interim manager of the New York Mets. He had... Hello, Andy. He had been serving as a vice president of minor league development under David Stearns.
That's great.
After he left the Chicago Cubs, where he was the bench coach for a couple of seasons, took a job in the front office with the New York Mets and has been doing that the last couple of years. But with the need for a manager for the rest of the season, Andy Green is returning to the dugout with the New York Mets as their new interim skipper, replacing Carlos Mendoza. Thoughts?
I think anytime you can get Andy Green as your skipper, you have to take it.
You know, he had been actually rumored for some of the managerial vacancies in the offseason and reportedly turned down opportunities to be interviewed because he liked his position with the Mets in the front office, something different.
Totally. Yeah, Sidney Sweeney actually
hit me up.
So they had to
talk him into taking the job?
They might have had to talk him. I mean,
sounds familiar?
Is this a job that any of you would want right now?
Sidney Sweeney hit me up at a bar one time, and I told her, sorry, I'm taken. So I can't do it. Yeah, I said, just one night, me and you, for all the marbles. I said, nah, it's good.
Here's a Mets stat that's pretty amazing from Mike Petriello. The Mets are 500, 31-31 in games Juan Soto plays, and 3-16 in games he does not play.
Good Lord.
When he's been injured.
Yeah, I mean,
they're not great with 500, but they're awful without him.
You want your stars to be in the lineup every day. I think that's pretty obvious. But yeah, Cease just says he might do good now with more experience. Absolutely. Stranger things have happened. I think Joe Torre was not a great manager when he was hired with the Yankees, and it went pretty well for him. Bruce Bochy did some really nice things here, but he got run out of town. And look what he did when he went to San Francisco and Texas. I mean, this is pretty standard in baseball. So maybe you need to. I
don't remember having a whole lot of bad things to say about Andy Green.
Andy was a super nice guy.
There was
but again,
no expectations of those teams that he managed.
He replaced Buddy, right?
Yeah.
So he replaced Buddy. Didn't really have
Pat Murphy technically, but
great. Yeah, Pat Murphy technically after his 15-hour stint or whatever as Padres interim skipper.
It's like 4 months.
I think the one thing we knew was that Pat Murphy was never going to become a successful major league manager.
Really good foresight
based on
you take over like May of that year, and then you're just like, whatever. We'll just have this guy. We'll ride it out with him, and then probably won't go on.
I believe the last 2 interim managers of the Padres were Pat Murphy and Dave Roberts.
Yes, both have gone on to
multiple managers of the year.
Yeah. Dave has had way more advantages than Pat Murphy.
Sure.
I would take Pat Murphy.
Yeah, Pat has the least advantages really of almost any manager in baseball.
That's right. So listen, I'm not going to rip Andy Green. I always got a fun. We had some laughs at his expense with that Joe West interaction. It was the worst chatter I've ever heard from a manager by far. Well, Craig Stammen's here now, so he could give him a run for his money. But I thought Craig, even though he covered his mouth up, I thought he did pretty well the last one. He was.
You did this.
He was
did it.
That was the game. That was the game they won. So I guess
fired up the troops.
That's actually could have been because the day after he had that little episode with Joe.
Don't worry, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Go call another call.
That was June 18th of 2018.
Wow.
Almost 8 years, or just over 8 years ago.
So again, it was a bad call, and he runs Andy Green. And Andy on his way out, he turns. He goes, "Don't worry, I'm leaving, Joe. You can go call another call wrong," is what he told Joe West. don't worry, I'm leaving. You can go call another call, Ron.
The most
Joe S is
grizzled
like
veteran umpire.
And Joe S is like, all right, like what? Give me something on the way out the door. Yeah, terrible.
The New York Mets officially issued a brief statement, and there's a lot of euphemisms for fired that we've softened it over the years. Let go,
relieved of his duties.
We're just now the New York
Parted
Mets today parted ways. The New York Mets today announced the departure of manager Carlos Mendoza.
I feel like a departure is voluntary.
His flight is leaving.
Was that shortly?
Departure feels voluntary. Like
that's how they're characterizing this. The departure of manager Carlos Mendoza.
If I'm departing somewhere, it's of my own accord.
No, we didn't fire him. He got in the cab and left.
Yeah.
So,
we don't know why.
We are now announcing his departure. We saw him driving away.
We got Andy Green's here though.
So that's how the Mets are couching this.
Yeah, for sure. They murdered his employment. That's a good one, JT. But yeah, so I good for them, I guess. I don't know. Again, it's an interim basis. David Stearns will, do a complete and thorough search, I'm assuming, in the off season. And maybe he stays. It worked for Rob Thompson, Benny, when he replaced Girardi. He stayed and they brought him back. They loved him. They loved playing for him. They actually did pretty well. And then they fired him, a couple years later. But no, it happens all the time. And yeah, I think it was probably time for a new voice in New York. And you know how these things go. These guys could be like, we're about to go on a run, a 31-18 or 31-10 record, over their next 41. You never have any idea. But it's an interesting name, blast from the past, certainly.
All right, here's what we've got coming up, setting the menu for the Friday edition of Ben and Woods, and it is a management report Friday coming up in our 7 o'clock hour. Right after Don't Do This at 7:35, we will be joined by Josh Stein, the Padres assistant general manager, on our management report, brought to you by SDCCU. It's not big bank banking, it is better. He has been at the MLB Draft Combine, scouting some of the players who are going to be eligible next month in the MLB Draft, which, of course, Padres need to have another good one to keep restocking the minor league system that A.J. Preller trades away from so very often. So we'll talk to Josh Stein coming up at 7:35. In our 8 o'clock hour, we'll play some Take on Woods. All we have left is our music category this week. Last chance to qualify for our grand prize, staycation at the Town and Country, and $250 food and beverage credit. And then at 8:35, we will be joined by our regular Friday guest a little later so we could accommodate Steiner, but Darren Smith will join us at 8:35, and we can talk about last night's World Cup match. The United States loses for the first time in the World Cup, but we really shouldn't care because the game didn't mean anything, and Mauricio Pochettino, the coach, sat like 9 of his regulars.
Yeah.
So it was a bench battle for the United States. They still looked pretty good at times. It were 2-2 until the very last second. I don't know if you guys were watching. I was watching with my son.
I watched while we were on the live stream. I saw them go up.
Sebastian Berhalter scored about 4 minutes into the second half. Really nice goal to tie it up at 2. And then it stayed 2-2 all the way through the second half. They brought in Christian Pulisic. He was the one star who did play to get some work because he didn't play in the last game. The calf injury, looked healthy. Multiple scoring chances, like you thought any moment the U.S. was going to score, but they just never broke through. And then as the game was winding down, they put 7 minutes of stoppage time. So, you're looking at that clock tick up to 97, and you're waiting for that whistle. Whistle, it never comes. Finally, at like 97:50, almost 8 minutes into the stoppage time, Turkey scores, and that was it. They blew the whistle right after that. So like a walk-off game-winning goal that doesn't matter at all because Turkey is still eliminated and the United States still the winners of Group D and moving on. But it was actually a pretty decent game for a meaningless game last night. 9 o'clock hour, we'll have our Reindl Report, our MLB Reacharound. We got one more pair of Zach Top tickets to give away. And, of course, throughout it all, we will be looking ahead to the series against the Los Angeles Dodgers that begins tonight at Petco Park at 6:40. Now, I teased the good news, and I kept looking for the update. So yesterday it was announced by the El Paso Chihuahuas that Jake Cronenworth would begin his rehab assignment at AAA El Paso. And I kept looking last night, like, where's the update?
Not so fast.
How did Jake do? And I finally got one. He didn't do it all. He did not play last night.
I saw Jake Cronenworth did not end up playing tonight, and I go,
right?
What happened?
So,
Oh God.
So what they're saying is it wasn't like a setback. He didn't have more symptoms. He just didn't get the final approval process to come off, even for a minor league rehab stint when you're on the concussion IL. You need like final paperwork and approval, and it just didn't clear in time.
He forgot his ID. And if you, I know, look, I know, and you know that I know that you're Jake Cronenworth. You can't get in, you can't come play without an ID. I'm sorry. Is that really what we're talking about? Paperwork missed?
I believe we were late on the paperwork approval to get him back into even a minor league lineup.
Sure, he was pleased.
Probably not, but I would
his gear on.
He's like, I'm so ready. God, I miss playing with you guys so much. And oh, sorry, bud.
I would assume that you can just try again today to start that minor league rehab assignment for Jake Cronenworth. Although the question now, is going to come up. Let's say Jake has a good week or two at AAA. How long do you think he's going to be there?
I don't know, but like,
was that too long or too short?
Too long.
I thought if he was going to play, if he was playing yesterday,
8 ABs, I thought.
Yeah, if he was going to play yesterday, I was like, oh, he'll be in Chicago on Monday.
Being out as long as he's been, I think at least a week of games and action just to get acclimated again. I'm just guessing. We can ask Josh Stein.
Yeah.
What they expect for Jake Stein or Jake Cronenworth's rehab. But let's say he does come back. Let's say he looks pretty good when he comes back.
Yeah.
Is he just your starting second baseman again? Because, in the meantime, the Padres have kind of found a new second baseman named Fernando Tatis Jr., who seems pretty happy there and, has been very productive. Now, you can always
Ty France is playing pretty well at first.
Yeah, you don't really want to take him out of the lineup.
Platoon
at first base.
Just switch Jake and Toddy. Jake can go out and play right field.
No, just France and Croney.
Sheets out in left field.
Well, I mean, you've got Samad Taylor, and Sheets can DH.
Yeah, that's true.
You got
Samad Taylor.
But
if Tatis is at second, you need Samad Taylor in the outfield.
Chase Bowen in right.
Well, who's
Samad
going down
Taylor in left
when Croney comes back?
Yeah,
probably Chase.
Is Wagner still in?
Bowen at this point?
Yeah, Wagner maybe.
But you already have a lefty.
Yep.
Jake and Will are somewhat similar players.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Jace has not really hit at all. I mean, he had Chase Bowen.
No, he hasn't.
He had a bloop double, but that's about it. He just has not produced on the big league level.
Yeah.
Just wondering how the roster manipulation in the lineup will work if Jake Cronenworth, and of course we want Jake to come back we want him to be playing well, but we don't want to do anything that would, impact Fernando Tatis Jr. in a negative way.
So Croney missed his paperwork allegedly and is not going to play. Didn't play yesterday. Where's Luis Camposano? And I know the rumor mill said that he had hurt something else while he was rehabbing his toe, which that happens.
Well, I mean, not that a toe isn't a broken toe needs time.
Well, of course.
But you really did feel like, okay, if it was just the toe, he would have been back
weeks
by now, right?
Yeah.
But we can ask Josh Stein about it when he joins us.
He needs to hurry up and get on because I got a lot of questions for him.
All right, we got to check traffic, and then we'll get you ready for some Dodgers action this weekend coming up next year on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center. Injured? Demand justice. Demand Jurowitz. 855GetRoss.com.
Getting into San Diego on the 5 northbound traffic, just a little bit sluggish getting to the 15. In San Diego, the 15 southbound slow in spots between the 8 and the 805. I'm Sam Tidrick, Odyssey San Diego traffic.
This report is brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Before your next summer road trip, make a quick pit stop at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Their all-star technicians will have you back on the road fast. No appointment needed. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Your 15-minute drive-through oil change. Coupons at SoCalOilChange.com.
Yeah, KG has a good point. Bowen is good defensively. Andujar now back. Seung-Woo Song could be the logical choice to send back for more work at AAA. He's hit a little bit better lately. Not great by any stretch of the imagination, but
I like what he does on the bags, and I like his defense, and so
Does the roster need Jake Cronenworth, Seung-Woo Song, and Will Wagner though?
No. Not all three.
I think 2 seems even like pushing it.
Yeah. Well, we complained earlier in the season about the bench, and it was all like the same guy.
The Castellanos,
same guy, Miguel Andujar, same dude.
Yeah, but that didn't really work that well. That's why they made
those
some
were all
changes.
first basemen. These are now second baseman.
Infielders, yeah.
Infielders.
I mean, it's valuable to have guys that can play multiple positions, get Manny or Xander. I think Croney, I hate to say it, man, but like you may be the super sub at this point. And, you do wonder like how bummed Tatis would be not to have Jake back, but to be like, oh, does this mean I'm not? Because Jake's a good second baseman, right? Like he's a really good second baseman. But does he hit enough to get that position from Fernando Tatis Jr.?
Yeah, I really, again, now I have no expectations whatsoever. Have no idea how he's going to come back. Really thought Jake was going to have a big season at the beginning of the year. He is important to the team. Yes. I mean, he's a key cog, not necessarily like carrying the team on his back, but he's a big part of this team. We'll talk about it more and look at tonight's matchup, maybe the most interesting of the Padres-Dodgers series, next year on The Fan. Padres Dodgers tonight. Keep in mind, of course, you can listen to the game with Tony and Jesse here on 97.3 The Fan. You cannot watch it with Don and Mud, though. It is an Apple TV game starting at 6:45 tonight. So they will be back tomorrow for Game 2 of the series. Might be the most intriguing pitching matchup of all three games, though, with Walker Buehler going up against his former team facing Roki Sasaki. And looking at the pitching matchups, Padres actually have the better ERA in 2 of the 3 games. Only tomorrow's matchup between Randy Vasquez and Yoshinobu Yamamoto do the Dodgers have kind of the clear advantage. But Buehler with an ERA now under 4, which is, pretty good considering where he started. He was in the 6s, and he has consistently just brought that down start after start and looked good. Roki Sasaki kind of the same, though. He was like in the 8s and 9s earlier in the season. He's gotten his ERA down to 4.76 and has been pitching better over the last few weeks for the Los Angeles Dodgers. So I think tonight's matchup is definitely probably the most intriguing one of the series for me.
Yeah, I think so too. Roki throws really, really hard. His average fastball velo is like 98 miles an hour, so he can bring it. He throws. I think he throws like 4. He's a 4-pitch pitcher, 4-seam splitter, slider, and forkball. Forkball can be nasty at times. The splitter. What's the difference in a splitter and a forkball?
I'm not sure.
I'm really not sure either.
Feel like pitchers from Asia often called it a forkball versus a splitter.
That's what Adam Jones told us. He said you sit on the forkball. You have to go up there and sit on it, which is really, really hard to do. So when he's on, he can be really, really nasty. But when he's off, you can get to him too.
Yeah, it feels like the determining factor for the game will be, can you lay off pitches out of the zone against Roki Sasaki, right. Draw a few walks,
try to stay on the heater if you can.
Yeah. We know the Padres have trouble with a lot of velocity.
Yep.
And they will probably swing and miss a few times on pitches that are well located. But if they can avoid swinging at the bad ones and get a few walks and give themselves enough chances throughout the game, and they've been doing a better job of that lately, more chances with runners in scoring position. Yeah, they've also hit better with runners in scoring position just because they've hit better overall, but they've been giving themselves, for the most part, more rallies, more opportunities throughout the course of the game. They don't always come through, but it's important just to get those chances, over the course of 9 innings.
Yeah, for sure. And it seems like they're on the heater a little bit better right now. So the numbers, I don't know what the numbers say. Just by watching, Ben, I feel like they're squaring balls up a little bit better. But again, man, to beat this team, you're going to have to play a complete game. You just will. They're deep. They're 2-time defending champions. You're going to have to bring your A game, against these guys.
I wonder what this series feels like from a Dodgers perspective.
It's the way it always does, just another game.
Yes, but every series, they've got a significant lead already.
Oh yeah.
What do they have? 9 games on the Padres at this point. I think if you're Dave Roberts, you don't necessarily want to have no important series the rest of the season. Like, all right, guys, we're in cruise control now for July, August, and September, and then we need to ramp it back up. Do you selectively go, all right, you know what? Hey, Padres, we got a bit of a rivalry thing here. Let's make a bigger deal about this one because we need certain mileposts for the rest of our season just to keep us engaged.
I don't think they will. I really don't think they will. And I don't even think we will. Jesse nailed it yesterday. If you missed the round table, Jesse said, look, at this point, anytime these two teams meet, it's a rivalry and it's going to be fun baseball. Like it's these guys get up for each other right at this point. And that's okay. And Dodger fans, I think they would even acquiesce that, yeah, it's a rivalry at this point. It's got some juice to it. There's no question this game's got juice to it.
They want to beat the Padres.
Oh, big time.
More than they want to beat other teams.
Big time.
I promise you they want to beat the Padres.
Oh, yeah.
More than they want to beat the Giants.
Oh, they can say it. They can say it till they're blue in the face. Everybody knows. Just go to their Twitter. It's gonna be insane.
Yeah, you can make the historical argument about Giants Dodgers.
No question. It's a great rivalry.
Emotionally, 99% of Dodgers fans, if they were being honest, would tell you which team would you rather beat right now, the Padres or the Giants? They all say Padres.
And everybody, again, not just the guys on the flagship, everybody across the country. You're going to tune into Chris Rose today. You're going to tune into John Boy. You're going to tune into anybody that you consume baseball propaganda from. They are going to tell you that this is one of the best rivalries in baseball. I watched Yankees Red Sox last night when I was sitting at my desk. Juiceless, like my Chicago beef sandwich, Ben. Juiceless. This one here, slathered in gravy. It's been fun. It may be different now that Mike Schilt's gone, and Dave Roberts he's not coming at Craig Stammen. We know that. But there's juice to it.
Was Roberts a coach when Stammen was a player at some point?
Probably. Yeah. So there's juice to this thing.
It's really kind of what I wanted for so many years as a Padres fan. Like, I want this rivalry to be a thing on both sides.
Absolutely.
I never loved that Padres fans would get up for the Dodgers and they could care less. That's what got under my skin.
Oh, they care a lot now.
Now they care a lot. It's what I wanted. It's almost been too much the last couple of years, and now and you do it pretty well. Like, tamp it down just a little. It's still a regular season baseball series.
The best part of I think the funniest part of it is them pretending they really don't care and that this is just a series against the Marlins. I mean, you know better. The proof is in the pudding. I mean, go to our YouTube page and look for anything that says Dodgers on it. Then go read the comments. They care. They care a lot. They want to beat this team, and that's okay. They hate our players.
You guys know the Padres have an empty trophy case?
I just get it all out of the way now. Empty, no rings, all of it. You're absolutely right. I defer to the two-time champions. You guys absolutely earned it, no question. That being said, you want to beat this team every time.
And you know what I've found in recent years, because I finally had the experience to do so, what creates rivalries is not so much proximity or divisional races. It's meeting a team in the playoffs. And once you do, and the Padres have done that now 3 times against the Dodgers, that creates a rivalry. The Padres-Cubs series coming up, I feel way different about it.
After
because of last year and losing to the Cubs in the playoffs.
Couldn't agree more.
Feels bigger now when you face the Cubs again in the playoffs.
Couldn't agree more. The way that game ended with Xander and all that, and this, getting suspended for yelling at the. I mean, it was.
I don't really think of it like that because how much do we talk about the Phillies? And we always, remember 2022? We always think about those matchups with them.
We think about it
like
bigger games.
We just talked about it this week with the Braves. We're like, hey, remember in 2024? We always go back to the playoff series against
even
these
the
teams.
Mets. Joe Musgrove against the Mets, and I feels like, all right, I feel something a little different. Once I faced a team in the playoffs, it feels a little different going forward.
Yeah, it definitely does. Also, the throwing it at each other, that really escalated it. Throwing at Shohei Ohtani and them completely soiling their diapers over that. Dave
Roberts violently assaulting Mike Schilt.
Yeah, Dave Roberts losing his cool, assaulting Mike Schilt, assaulted Andy Green.
It is funny that Shohei Ohtani was much less mad about getting thrown out by the Padres than he was at his own catcher, Dalton Rushing this week.
Yeah, for sure. If anything happens this weekend, it'll probably be Dalton Rushing related. That would be my guess.
And if it is, it'll be the Dodgers having to defend him and rolling their eyes as they do so. Like, oh no, do we have to? No, do we have to back this guy up? I think we do.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Guys, let's get out there.
He's perfect. He's a perfect Dodger. You couldn't find a more hateable face than that guy's right now. Cobra Kai till I die, for sure, for Dalton Rushing. But yeah, that's what you love. You love the guys across the field that you just can't stand, right? They got a few of them, and they got a few that you tip your hat to. And, look, they're a really deep team. They're a really good team. Their lineup is pretty scary if they all get going. And they all play pretty well against the San Diego Padres. I think we know that.
If you missed it, the breaking news just a short time ago, the New York Mets firing manager Carlos Mendoza, team sitting at 34-47 with, I believe, the second highest payroll in all of baseball behind just the LA Dodgers. And I mean, we were all kind of scratching our heads at the moves the Mets made in the offseason. They retooled their team big time with trades. Obviously, they let Pete Alonso goes to the Orioles. I don't know that was a huge mistake. It's not like Pete Alonso has turned the Orioles into some juggernaut in the American League East. He has,
but he was
14, 15 home runs.
He was a Met, dude. Like, he was a Met. Straight up. He was a guy that, like, you should not have let go. He was a Met. He was a Met for life.
We just saw Brandon Nimmo with the Texas Rangers.
Yeah.
And, he was a key cog on that team. He hasn't necessarily been killing it with the Rangers either. You can look at those moves and go, yeah, I don't know that any one of them was particularly bad on its face, but there certainly was something about the Mets that has been lost.
They said, I saw a pretty good description of it. They said it was kind of an island of misfit toys at the beginning of the year. And it's a good example. And I think Padres have been guilty of it, certainly. Spending money to spend money sometimes and making moves seemingly just to make moves. Now, from my understanding, that Simeon out of Texas it had to happen, right? Like, so there was friction and whatnot. Nimmo,
and that feels like, okay, and we'll take advantage.
Sure.
Marcus Simeon could still be a good player. This is a savvy move we're making because we can afford it.
Right.
Let's do that.
And Nimmo needed to get out of New York, conversely, right? So sometimes you make moves because you have to. You absolutely have to. We got to get something, and you do it. And that happens all the time in baseball. But it was kind of some of the other
the signing of Bo Bichette has not really
worked,
moved the needle or worked for the Mets either. But they didn't just throw gobs of money. In fact, their payroll might be less this year than it was last year.
Really?
I mean, it's not significantly more. It wasn't one of those we're just going to spend our way to a title. They weren't giant until Bo Bichette. They were like not players at all.
They're the second highest.
Well,
right
but
now.
they were last year as well. I don't know compared to last year though. I don't think it was like we're just going to spend our way to a championship in the offseason.
I mean,
they did it with trades.
$365 million this year is their payroll, and in 2025, that's a lot of cash, dude. That is a lot of cash. MLB payrolls, and then 2025, Benny, they were at 342.
Right, so they added a little bit.
They added payroll,
but about like 1.5%. Like not a huge jump, or 5.5%, but not a huge investment
right
into compared to what they were doing before.
And Dodgers sitting at like $32 million higher than.
Yeah, I mean, the year before signing Juan Soto to gigantic deal, they were trying to spend their way to a title, but it felt to me like they were trying to fix some of that in the offseason.
Dude, you want to hear scary? The Dodgers next year have $422 million in commitments right now, up from 397.
That's before they signed Tarek Skubal.
The Mets have 222.
But in many ways, the Dodgers are still in good shape financially going forward.
Great shape.
Because they didn't sign, Freddie Freeman is not signed to some giant long-term deal.
No.
Kyle Tucker, who hasn't been a successful signing, but he's not long-term. It's huge, but they get out from under that in a couple of years.
What was his year? What was his deal?
3 years.
3 year deal?
$60 million a year.
Yeah.
But they're not committed to that, nearly as long as the Padres are committed to Manny and Xander and Tatis. So if they do need to pivot at some point, they will have the flexibility to do that in a couple of years.
That's the luxury of having enough money to be able to cover those large short-term contracts. We couldn't really do that.
Correct.
No.
Yeah, you have to.
Most teams can't really do that.
Most teams can't go 3 years, 180 for a player like Kyle Tucker.
We'll go 8 years, 180.
Yeah, exactly. It's not feasible for every team to do that. A lot of people say that teams can do that. They can't, and they can't afford to have. Hundreds of millions of dollars on the IL and still go out and compete. But
like the Mets and the Padres are in much worse long-term financial quandaries than the Dodgers are.
Yeah.
As much as the Dodgers do spend on their team, I don't think they have to worry so much about what the bill that's coming due on it. It's not coming due for them.
Well, imagine being Minnesota. You're sitting way down there in payroll, but you have zero 2029 commitments. $0. How can that possibly be?
$0.
Along with the White Sox and Tampa Bay Rays, this is $0 in 2029.
Anytime you have a player who has less than 6 years of service time, they're not guaranteed a contract. So you can They are not. They're at 0. So if you don't have a free agent who signed for multiple years beyond this year, then you are essentially at a zero commitment.
That's pretty wild. Pretty wild.
Yeah, I mean, considering the Rays are 12 games above 500, and while the Twins aren't great, they're 6 games under. They're only a game and a half out of a playoff spot.
0 point
right now.
0.
Roberto says, come on now. This is not a rivalry. I've heard many LA radio shows, and they always say not a rivalry. Yeah, they say it, but the games prove differently. It doesn't matter what Matt Money Smith says in the morning.
We'd be saying the same thing.
It's what the game looks like, right? It's how the games are, like how the electricity of the game.
Do they think we're like the Rockies trying to make this some big interdivision rivalry?
Right. I mean, it's the players say it. All the players say it. Dave says it all the time.
Mookie
said it.
Yeah.
So again, we don't. And Robert says this is why LA fans always talk crap on Padre fans. We want this more than they do, and LA always comes through. Yeah, man, they absolutely have come through the last couple of years, but you can't say they've always come through, my friend. They've had a really good 2-year run where they also have spent the most money in baseball. I'm not saying that those things are directly correlated. It just is what it is.
We do want it. We want it painfully bad.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we've never had it.
Is that wrong to say I want to beat these?
Want it.
Is that wrong to say I want to beat these guys' asses?
I mean,
it's not.
It's not a point of pride saying we don't care as much as you do.
It's not. You shouldn't be proud to say that. It's almost embarrassing that they're still touting this rivalry with the Giants lately because that hasn't been great at all. And there's no juice to it. I'm talking juice. Are people going to be tuned in tonight that normally wouldn't be?
There's a reason they picked it for the Apple TV.
That's exactly
game.
Right.
There's a bit of rivalry with the Padres and the Phillies, for example. But if the Phillies had won back-to-back World Series championships and were coming in Petco Park this weekend, we'd be like, damn right, want to beat their ass.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they're the gold standard. They've won 2 in a row.
The Phillies also own us. You know what I mean? They own us really, really badly.
But everybody, in some way or another, is a rival of the Dodgers, or they consider the Dodgers their rival because the Dodgers are everybody's rival.
You have to go at the top. You want to be the best, you have to beat the best. And I think, it's no different for us than anybody else.
Everyone hated the Yankees my whole life growing up because everyone thought they were what the Dodgers are now.
Yeah, correct.
They weren't throwing out $600 million contracts or anything. They could afford anybody they wanted. And I understand it was a different game, but I feel like everybody hated the Dodgers or the Yankees growing up. And it had nothing to do with a rivalry. It's just, they were the top dogs and everyone hated them.
People hate success. They hate success. You hated the Patriots. You hated the Celtics. You hated the Bulls. Like every good team, great team that you hate. Nobody wants to see dominance.
You were in Chicago in the 90s where Bulls fans running around going, nobody believes in us. Nobody likes.
Never. Yankee fans weren't saying that either.
Pistons aren't our rivals.
Right. Dude, no, it was, I want to go in, I want to beat Isaiah Thomas's ass, right? Like I hated those guys.
Yeah.
But the Bulls had 10 rivals. They had the Pacers. Every team that played the Bulls was a rival.
That's my point.
Yes.
That is exactly my point.
But it's a juicy series, and you can't deny that. You just can't. It's fun. It's juicy. There's a lot of us talking and
you said it earlier. John Boy's going to have his eyes on this. Chris Rose, Barstool, like every sports network is going to be following this series because they're expecting something juicy to happen.
That's right.
All right, we need to get to Don't Do This because we got Josh Stein and our management report at the bottom of the hour. DDT coming up next, broadcasting live from the Bell House Studios. We know how. It's Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan. And good news, SDFatLoss.com wants to help you lose the weight through the summer, so they're extending their spring special right into summer. You can still take $200 off the program that'll help you lose weight fast, up to a pound of fat per day and 10 to 20% of your body weight in just 60 days. One-time program through, lose all the weight, and then keep it off like I did. Lost 40 pounds in 60 days. I have kept that weight off for 3 years without injections. You don't even need to exercise to lose the weight, and you're eating real foods. No shakes, no bars, just stuff you're probably normally eating anyway. You're just eating into the right portions at the right times, upping your metabolism and losing weight fast. If you want to find out how the program can work for you, set up a free consultation at sdfatloss.com. And again, take $200 off the program. Again, just a one-time fee. It's not like the injections where you have to keep paying forever, really, if you want to keep the weight off. That's the only way that it's ever going to work, and your metabolism's going to go down. Why not do it the quick and sustainable way with SDFatLoss.com? That's SDFatLoss.com. Results may vary.
And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Humul Casino Resort, now open.
Going to do something a little different today on DDT. Instead of 3 stories, we're just going to focus on one story and kind of flesh it out in multiple ways.
Break it into 2.
We certainly know that the ongoing saga between the MLB Players Association and owners is a massive don't do this that's going to end in a lockout in December. I think we're all kind of well aware of that, but we do have some updates from yesterday. Another proposal made by owners, and this one is interesting in that there's some positive and negative to it. They have proposed maximum contract lengths of 5 years for all free agents. So no more 8-year, 11-year, 13-year deals, unless you are staying with your own team, and then you could do up to 6 years. Very similar to what the NBA does with their bird rights. So you can sign your own player to an extra year, more money.
Right.
Helps keep stars from leaving to go to other cities as often, which as a fan, I think you probably can kind of get behind that a little bit. You don't like to see so much movement, your own team losing stars in free agency. So in that sense, you could view that as a positive. I think the negative here, though, is, of course, the reaction from the Players Association, because it all comes under what the owners want is a salary capped system that the Players Union continues to say is a non-starter. And Bruce Meyer, who's the head of the MLBPA, makes a really good point. Yeah, there might be some positive, actually, things about this proposal from owners, but under a cap system, it's all zero sum. So you're just shifting money from some players, like they want to give raises to the younger players, like $1 million for second-year players, and it's going to be easier to get to free agency, and they're not going to do the qualifying offer, which players don't like. It looks like the owners are giving a lot of things, but as Bruce points out, you're just shuffling less money for the players. We want more money overall for the players. So again, this proposal kind of a non-starter.
It's tough, man. I really like Vinny Pasquantino is a really, really good dude, and he's had not a great year right now. I think he's banged up a little bit too. And he was on Twitter yesterday, and all he did was kind of quote tweet something with maybe an emoji, and he just started getting dragged by Royals fans. And I'm reading the quotes, and I went, "Oh man, I'm seeing more and more people side with the owners, and they want the cap system." And
you will see a lot of that.
Yeah.
But these millionaires arguing about
it is pretty nuts to me though that it's like no, like because you see the proposals for the owners, and when they're talking about eliminating levels of the minor leagues and no more high school players. It's so blatantly obvious what the reason.
Yeah, it doesn't scream. We want to support you.
It doesn't scream. I can't wait to pay more money and invest in my product. It screams. I want to save money. I'm cutting. When you start cutting things, right? You want to save more money. It was tough, man. I was reading through it and I was like, "Oh, this is going to be bad."
I know it's a tactic. I understand that, but it was still kind of jarring to see like official MLB social media accounts putting out statements and graphics about all of this. It's almost like, hey, why don't you just stick to like highlights and pictures of decoy
MLB
stuff like that.
Pictures of decoy. Like, that's what we need more of.
Putting out statements of like, this is what we've proposed, and the players are gonna. This is what you feel a little bit gaslighted by both sides. It's gonna happen, and I understand it's a tactic to try to get people on your side, but it was weird to see that.
I don't think baseball really actually does have a parity problem. And look at the standings right now. Every team kind of has the same record. It has a Dodgers problem. You shouldn't have a team that can spend 3 times more than other teams.
You shouldn't have a team that can have 2 combined or 3 combined payrolls on the IL. Right.
Correct.
Now,
it's
those
really
payrolls,
just a Dodger. It's not a parity problem.
Those payrolls,
it's just a Dodgers problem.
Those payrolls should not be that low in some of these markets. There's no question. There's no question about it.
And that absolutely is true. You have a Twins problem and a Braves problem as well, but you don't have a parity problem in baseball.
Yeah, anybody can win it once you get in.
And again, I will steadfastly maintain if they want to get this done, and you want some sort of cap. You have to make it so advantageous for the players now. Like, we're going to give you such a high percentage of the revenue, not 50-50, like 56-44. And gradually it changes over the course of the deal where, players in 5 or 6 years, They're going to feel the sting a little bit from the deal, but right now it's going to be money falling from the heavens.
Yeah.
Is the only way you're ever going to get this done if you're the owners.
That's exactly right. All right, let's do this for do this.
DD mega do.
Well, I guess conversely, Ben, and not in direct, retort to that proposal, but I did like this yesterday. I think it makes a lot of sense. The Major League Baseball PA, the Players Association, they proposed a ban on prop betting on individual players to help combat harassment from disgruntled gamblers. And I thought to myself, as a former gambler, I wasn't a huge prop bet guy. I never felt like I won. You get lucky every now and then, but I like to bet on the games. I don't anymore. But the prop betting is really where it gets dicey. And then you start looking, Ben, at guys like Emmanuel Clase, right? Like the prop bets can be so easily manipulated. Yeah. If you banned those, I'm down with that. I think that's a great idea. It's a good start. Look, we have already kind of accepted that they're going to be in bed with all of these different gambling companies, making it harder to fix, making it safer, I guess, at the end of the day.
I don't love that a few bad apples means the rest of us can't enjoy something.
Oh, you like prop
safely?
bets?
I don't mind it.
Really?
I don't.
You're also a very sensible person.
Well,
you're not
prize picks.
Well, I enjoy having a cocktail with my steak dinner. But if we just banned alcohol and there was no alcohol at all, the world would probably be a much safer place. But I don't necessarily want to give up.
You can carry a gun. You just can't carry a gun in town. Okay. The great Sam Elliott said that, right? You can bet. You just can't bet on player home runs and hits and strikeouts and first pitches.
Really, you just shouldn't do it and then harass the players online. That's
right.
That of course is wrong. But if I wanted to put $5 on someone getting, 2 hits in a game, don't think the world should have to come to an end and stop because of it.
Again, people can't control themselves. I like that proposal. I think, yeah, man, you can still bet on the games. And yeah, people may be out there fixing games. We've seen it in every sport before they were in bed with all these leagues. Mm-hmm. But I feel like it goes a long way to making it a little safer for people's families and stuff.
All right, when we come back, our management report, Josh Stein will join us, assistant GM of the Padres from the MLB Draft Combine next year with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Not that now.
So let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
It's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
Hey, player, this is all yours. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
June is almost over. July is the month not only of Major League Baseball's All-Star Game, but also the draft now in July, and we're going to be talking about that and more. It is time for our SDCCU Management Report. It is brought to you by SDCCU. It's not big bank banking. It is better, and we are joined right now by Padres Assistant General Manager Josh Stein. Josh, it's good to have you back on Ben & Woods on 97.3 The Fan. Good morning.
Good morning. Good to be back, guys.
No, he said we could call him Steiner if we wanted to.
That's fine.
You went very formal. Ben went very formal.
Well, in the first introduction, I think I need to tell everybody who's on. I can't just say Steiner's on.
No, but you said, "Hi, Josh. How are you?"
Oh,
Steiner, how are you, man?
I'm doing good.
How's Phoenix treating you? I've been watching some of the clips that have been surfacing, and like watching these kids at 17 going, "Oh my God, how does anybody do what they're doing?" That kid the other day was throwing 97 across the diamond.
Maniscalco?
Yeah, he was
Rocco Maniscalco.
It was incredible. And it's not the only one. I mean, there's guys hitting absolute nukes. What are you, when you're out there, what are you exactly looking for or looking at?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, this combine, I'm not sure exactly what year it is in its iteration, but it's been around for a while now, and you've got the on-field component. So you've got a traditional kind of workout where you see infield, outfield, and players either throwing kind of bullpen type settings off the game mound or taking live BP, or I should say, taking batting practice. And you get to see a lot of the tools come out, and obviously in a workout setting where it's very controlled, you're gonna see you guys really letting it loose and cutting it loose, and So there's certainly an element of that. And, I go back, I know it's been played on MLB Network a little bit, but I remember when the combine was at Petco a few years back and, you look down and wow, that's a really large, human down there and he seems to be throwing very hard. And sure enough, it's Jacob Mizorowski throwing 100 miles an hour. And we all know kind of the trajectory and where he's kind of gotten to in the last few years. So it is a great chance for these kids to come and really, put their kind of top end talent on display. But it's also a great opportunity for us to get around them and meet them and sit down. And that's really my function out here, is to come out and spend time with our scouts and a lot of the players that come out.
What are you looking for also? Like everybody, you guys all sitting there, you got your pen and paper and you're taking your notes on, oh man, great swing, raw power, whatever it may be. When you're looking at a kid walk off the field, do you look at how he walks off the field, how he carries himself, how he talks to people, how he treats the other guys that he's with? Because that's kind of what I'm always telling
the intangibles,
the intangibles, right? And then when you get a chance to sit down with these guys, I'm very fascinated as to what that looks like from your perspective.
Yeah, that's a huge part of our scouting process, and it has been. I think certainly emphasized even more since AJ got here 10 years ago, and it's a big part of what Chris Kemp and all of our scouts prioritize throughout really the whole year. Is we talk a lot about a player's makeup. We call it kind of the right side of the scouting card, and yeah, you're looking for all those things that you just kind of mentioned, right? It's certainly how they play. And what they can do physically is very important. But, you're going to get into pro baseball and, almost 100% of these players are going to struggle. They're going to go through slumps. They're going to, be facing new challenges, new people, new situations, and really a lot of, how you were raised and, the coaching that you've gotten up to that point, of entering pro ball is going to have a lot to do with how you're going to handle those situations. And that's as big a part of the scouting process as any. And, again, as I mentioned, I think one of the nice things about the combine is you do get a chance to sit down and talk to, the best players in the country, and you get to do it back to back to back. And that's really what we do out here from sun up to really, late into the evening, is meet with these players and, try to get them into a comfortable setting so you feel like you're getting, as true a version and as like least coached up a version as you can. And our focus really is to talk about baseball, talk about situations, talk about teammates, talk about, things in their past, talk about their family. And, we obviously each have our own questions and our ways of digging into that. But, that is as important an aspect of scouting is, knowing how hard they can throw and how fast they run and, how far they hit the ball.
It's our SDCCU management report. We're talking to Steiner here on 97.3 The Fan.
Look at you, so loose.
I like it.
So does this work both ways? I think most Padres fans know that under AJ and your leadership, Padres is a very scouting-driven organization. You scour the earth for potential future Padres. Once you've found them, do you sometimes hope that other teams then don't find them? Like maybe he doesn't have a great combine because we already think of the world of this guy and we don't want the draft status to change. I always think of AJ's story of going to scout Jackson Merrill during COVID and trying to hide
incognito.
And like, no, I'm not here at all to see Jackson Merrill.
Who?
How often does that happen
in
the draft process in the scouting world?
It happened. I think I think there's always the great stories of, you always want to find that diamond in the rough or that player that, nobody else knows about. And it still happens. It doesn't tend to happen with guys, that have the talent to go at the very top of the draft. So, there will be players that, we find that we like, and I'm sure other teams, the same way. And yeah, you kind of hope, hey, who else was on him? You're always kind of playing that game. What other teams are scouting him? And when you hear it's like literally nobody, that's exciting. Even if it's not a Jackson Merrill top of the draft type of talent, right? A player, hey, we might be able to get this guy in the 12th or 15th round because, the rest of the industry doesn't really know him. But, it's getting rarer and rarer. I think there's just so much more, obviously we know how information spreads and, if a player is, touching 100 miles an hour. The example, along those lines is actually our closer, Mason Miller. who, I think we weren't the only team, but there was probably less than 10 teams that I think were really on him going into, the kind of final weeks of that spring. And he came to a workout, and I think that story has been told where AJ spent some time and a lot of our scouts spent some time getting to know him. And we didn't think he was going to be invited to the combine. And then sure enough, whether it was right before our workout or right after, he gets the MLB combine invite, came and was throwing that proverbial 100 miles an hour off the mound. And all of a sudden, all 30 teams are aware of Mason Miller and what he can do.
Talking to Josh Steiner here on Ben and Woods this morning. And Ray in our chat is going to die if I don't ask you. We talked to Saris about this, I think, last week on our show. The Padres, they have a Traject. You guys have a Traject machine, right?
Yeah, we have a couple of them.
Okay, that's what I was trying to say. I said I'd heard rumors that there is one. They wanted it confirmed, or they were going to lose their minds.
You ever get in there against it? Just to see?
Who have you faced in the Traject?
100% we get in there. So, it's a really, it's a great machine, and probably one of the biggest advances I'd say on that side of the ball in a long time. But yeah, I think this is our 4th year with a Traject in Petco, and then we also installed one in Arizona last year.
If I donate $500 to the Padres Foundation, will you let Ben hit in the Traject machine?
Off
Mizorowski or Mason Miller?
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime you want. Yeah.
See, Josh,
come on down.
I don't know how much you're listening in the mornings after a game, but Ben's the guy that's like, guys, it's not that hard.
Just take it to the right field.
Go opposite. Just go opposite.
It's not that hard. Shorten up.
I actually think it would be good for for anyone that kind of makes those plans. Yeah, just touch it. Just tap it towards second.
Just go.
I got a hit off Woods at fantasy camp. So
not a hit. You hit the ball.
It could have been a hit.
Weak roller.
It could have been a hit.
Hopper.
We'll never know. There was no defense.
I'd like that rematch.
Josh, I know Jake Cronenworth was supposed to start his rehab assignment yesterday. I guess it got delayed a day or something. But what's kind of the plan for Jake, and what are you looking for, and how long might it be before he can make his return to the San Diego Padres?
Yeah, I mean, Jake's been doing really well the last couple weeks, and yeah, he's out with the AAA team, and there's a process of getting a player cleared, to come back and start a rehab assignment. And happy to say we've got that clearance now. Thought we might get it before yesterday's game, but he'll barring anything unforeseen, he'll be in the lineup tonight. And I think it's like any other rehab assignment. Want to make sure he's been getting live at bats in Arizona and working his way back, kind of to full health and really full confidence. I think anytime you're dealing with, a concussion and the symptoms involved, you want to be very careful and mindful of, not just how a player feels, in that moment or on that day, but you really want to have multiple days of getting beyond any symptoms that may have occurred. And, so I think Jake's there. And as it relates to kind of when we'll see him with the Padres, I think a lot of that will be a function of, how the rehab assignment goes. And like I said, hopefully that gets started tonight.
And in that same vein, how about Luis Camposano?
Yeah. So Luis is also progressing. He's actually out here in Arizona. And the toe is pretty much 100% at this point. Unfortunately, he a couple weeks ago when he started kind of his return to play and swinging, he kind of felt a small tweak in his side and his oblique muscle, so that slowed him down for a few days. But he's making a lot of progress. He's back to again standing in, taking live at bats here in Arizona. And I don't have a specific timeline, but I think a rehab assignment's going to be here pretty soon.
And is there any chance we will see you at Wrigley Field next week when we make our show trip with some of Tier 1s to watch the Padres and the Cubs play?
I like that. I am a TBD on Wrigley Field. TBD. Yeah, but if I do end up making it out there, I'll certainly look you up.
Awesome, man.
Thank you, Josh.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. Thank you.
That is Steiner. He is Assistant General Manager Josh Stein on our SDCCU Management Report. It's not big bank banking. It is better. And as Eno Saris told us, that is a $1 million investment. Two Traject machines, about $500,000 each. Padres have one at Petco Park, also now one at Arizona, I assume at the spring training facility in Peoria.
I would like to see that thing, man. I want to
maybe
see
at
what that
fantasy
thing looks
camp
like.
next year, you can
That's what I was
probably
thinking about.
find a way to, use some of your connections.
Steiner should not have told us they have.
Dude, I know.
Because now I'm like, all right, I know the complex pretty well. Where could it be?
Where could it
I think I have an
Traject
idea.
machine.
Okay.
I don't know that anybody has the idea of what that looks like.
And-
like you throw Jacob Mizorowski on there from that arm angle.
Yeah,
at that,
and for
at that
anyone who
velo.
doesn't know, a Traject machine is an advanced pitching machine that actually simulates the pitcher you can be
You're
facing, and then the stuff comes out similar to their stuff from like their arm, as opposed to just shooting out of machine.
It's like virtual
It's
reality.
like virtual reality, but the ball actually then starts, it's thrown at you at the proper velocity with the proper spin and movement.
I met a couple buddies at a mall and went to a batting cage, and they had the similar one, but it was like a 12-year-old pitching, and he was dicing me up. Ball coming out of the hole. It was very faint and dark. Like you couldn't, I'm sure theirs is a lot better.
Ben and Woods brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Take on Woods, Darren Smith, all coming up in hour number 3. Ben and Woods on a Friday on 97.3 The Fan. We'll be right back.
All right, we are halfway home on a Friday. Ben Woods, 97.3, the Fan. Much more well-rested today. My word, got a great night's sleep, feeling really good. Much healthier dinner last night. And getting ready for basically going to eat ourselves to a coronary next week in Chicago. I'm very nervous about it because the food is going to be very rich and luxurious. And we're going to overindulge. I just know it.
I'm viewing it a little similarly to last year's trip to Philadelphia.
Sure.
Sub cheesesteaks for Italian beef. We're going to have a fancy dinner on Sunday night. We had a fancy dinner the first night in Philly.
Yeah, we overindulged that night as well.
The first night, it was that Sunday night that we got into Philly. We went to this amazing Italian restaurant, South Philly, kind of a hole-in-the-wall spot. The first meal that we ate in the state of Pennsylvania. I was full from that meal for the next 4 days.
Yeah, no doubt.
We hadn't even had a cheesesteak yet. So I'm trying to learn from that and not get too full in the first 24 hours in Chicago.
You're not going to.
Where I can't even fully appreciate everything else.
I might need to find a dog when we arrive. I don't know that I can wait all the way until dinner. Something just to tide me over.
I want to go to the
dog.
place in Evanston when we land.
Oh, we're going to do that first.
If it's open.
Okay.
What's it called?
It's called Cafe Sarkis, Sarkis. It's a bit of a, but I thought we'd have some fun. We could take the train back, take an Uber there, take the train back.
Oh,
yeah.
You
I
were
know
so
you love trains.
opposed to the train in Philadelphia.
Yeah, because the L is incredible. The L is
Sunday
great.
says they're open from 7 to 4. So we should
Cutting it close,
we'll
right?
get in at like
We'll
1
make it.
o'clock.
Yeah, we should be.
Okay.
We should be able to make it.
All right, I'm excited. I'll go.
But
myself.
I thought you liked breakfast at that place. You can get all day breakfast.
It's like a sandwich. You'll be fine.
Okay.
They got sandwiches there. We'll take good care of you. And so yeah, we're gonna be.
But don't eat too much.
Don't we have a
because
steak dinner like 3
at
hours later?
6:15. Yeah, that's the problem.
I don't know that I'll need.
That's why I think one hot dog can be a snack. It's not necessarily a meal. Go to the Wiener Circle or Chub-a-Dub, Rub-a-Dub Chubs, or
You're right.
Flub-a-Dub Chubs.
It's going to be too big of a meal to eat.
You're not going to want,
And then you have to go right home and shower and go to the steakhouse.
I
right?
think that's a problem.
Damn it.
That is.
All right. You're right again. I guess
Flub-a-Dub Chub.
I'll just go F myself on that, getting out there again. Maybe I'll go back in September when we're there. It's important to me. I miss it so much. It's my favorite food in the world, Cafe Sarkis. I'm Woodsy. That's Paulie. And that's Benny.
Could get up early on our final day and go out there.
Yeah,
when
good.
It opens.
Good. Before the airport?
Yeah. I have tried very hard as I have aged. One of the great things about aging, you care a little bit less. Like you're not quite as self-conscious about things.
Sure.
We had our YouTube Gold member stream last night, and now I have once again found myself overthinking something, and that is how I wear my headphones. It was pointed out how someone asked, why do you have your headphones just on one ear?
Right.
If you're watching the YouTube stream, you'll probably notice that I kind of don't have them on both ears.
I don't really notice it because I only see
the
one
ear
side
where I
of
have
your
it on.
face.
But Woods is looking at my ear the entire time.
Yeah, I've seen it before. It's not uncommon.
And I tried to explain, like, why do I do that? There's no real reason other than I feel a little claustrophobic and I like to have one ear for the sounds of the room that aren't being picked up by the microphone. But now I can't stop thinking about it because someone pointed it out last night on our Gold member stream.
And what's your reasoning?
I still don't really have one. It's just more comfortable this way.
You're a one-strapper.
Yeah. And headphones get kind of hot after a few, wearing them for 4 hours. Just your ears start getting warm and I get a nice breeze on at least one of my ears.
So we had like an airing of the grievances
We
last
did.
night on the
It got a little
the live
chippy.
stream. Yeah, get a little chippy.
Yeah.
Which is fine. 8 years together. It's going to get a little chippy from time to time. My big beef was when we're talking on the air, sometimes I'll be talking, bloviating about something. Yep. And then Ben does that. And he leans over and starts talking to Paulie right in the middle of my conversation. Cool. And I feel ignored.
What?
Yep, exactly. And it happens.
Benny was asking.
And like, he's not when he's looking right at you, he's not the best listener. When he turns his body from you and goes, hey, Paul, hey, is there any way you can get that drop down? I want to make sure we have that thing right in the middle of your conversation. When you're doing,
you kept saying that yesterday. You kept saying like this doesn't happen in normal conversation. Well, yeah, because in normal conversations, I don't ever need to interrupt you because business won't get taken care of.
But it's when it's one of his ideas, it's never really that good anyway.
It's not just
he plays some drop or something that's like, oh,
why
boy.
I feel like I have a grievance or
But they're
two.
not bit. It's not always. It's usually not a bid idea. It's usually like, hey, you have to give these tickets away before we go to break right now,
No, it's
or
not.
else.
It's not. It's not. It's
All right,
him.
you want to know what bothers me over there?
Oh God, here we go.
Fire.
I get it. You know what you're doing in here. You are a conversation master. I get it, but the dismissive, like my ideas aren't good, and your ideas are always the best ideas. It's always Woods' ideas are always the best ideas. I can sometimes convince him if I give him like an argument and 4 days to think about it that maybe we could try one of Ben's ideas every now and then.
If it wasn't for me, we'd be talking to Dave Roberts right now on this radio station. If I wasn't your filter, your turd filter, God only knows, we'd have a World Cup correspondent on. It would be just the most boring radio.
But you throw out all these bid ideas and they're just instantly, no, it'll work. Trust me, it'll work every single time. Trust me, it'll work. Trust me, it'll work. They don't all work.
Am I wrong?
I get it. Like I said, you do. I do trust you. I have learned to trust you on some of these things, even when I have no earthly idea on how this will end up being funny. I like no earthly idea or concept of what you're going for.
You don't worry about it. All right. That's my vibe. Don't worry about it. You got it. No, it's great. It's great. But it's weird. Like if you were on the street, you and two buddies, and you're like, hey, Mike, good to see you. It's been a long time. I wanted to tell you, my wife and I are actually thinking. And Mike turns and goes, hey, Paul, how you doing, man? Good to see you. And you're like, what? I'm just in the middle of talking. Like, I'm in the middle of a conversation. He's like, hey, man, so how's everything with you? Kids good?
Right, but when you come up to Mike
you think
on the
that's
street,
what me and Ben are doing?
when you come up to Mike on the street and have a conversation.
I know it's not about something.
The end of your conversation doesn't end with a break or maybe a live spot or something like that needs to be coordinated at the same time.
If we're having a conversation, you're looking at me, and I'm saying, and even if it's about something as, you're talking about the Padres and they're starting rotation, to look at me in the eye and then turn away and go, hey, it's insane behavior.
I am also at the disadvantage here of positioning in the studio in that I can only look at you or look at Paul. You can kind of look at both of us at the same time.
Sure.
Paul can look at both of us at the same time. I can only look at one of you.
How about
I can't
this for
completely ignore Paul?
How about
you back up into the corner a little bit?
How about this for a general rule? When someone's talking, just look at them and then just listen, nod your head. I know you're not listening anyway. Nod your head, and then you can get your point out about Xander Bogaerts or Phillip Rivers or, should Ryan Matthews have been the pick, right? Mm-hmm. That's it. That's it. There it is. You nailed it. So, we had our airing of the grievances last night. I wanted to do it for you guys this morning. 6 months, man. That's all I'm thinking. 6 more months. Marcos is trouble in paradise. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. These disagreements are healthy.
Who gets Paul in the divorce?
Yeah. Oh, I think we know.
I think there's a joint custody arrangement.
A joint custody arrangement.
I get Paul on weekends. You get him on weekdays.
All my life.
Paulie,
passed around on the weekends.
Life. Your entire life.
Here, you take him this weekend. I don't want to take him this weekend.
Oh, poor Paulie. Look what you did. Look what you did. I rarely scream out loud at a tweet, but it happened to me this morning when I was scrolling Twitter, and Omar. So there was a really sad story, like a horrible story about Matt Miller, who's a college football analyst, got in a terrible car accident and lost an arm. Why are you smiling? There's nothing funny about it.
Smiling.
You're literally smiling. People can see you smiling.
I knew what Paulie was about to play, and I knew it was
I actually
coming.
wasn't until you started laughing.
Here, I'll do it like you would do it. Hey, Paulie, can you play the drop of him laughing? Thank you. Right in the middle. So Matt Miller loses his arm. And it's awful. And there has been a
It's terrible.
Stop laughing about it.
What is wrong
What's
with
wrong
you?
with you?
You are a
Laughing.
monster.
Oh my God, he lost his arm. What is your deal?
I'm sorry.
I haven't touched anything. Don't laugh.
Okay. So he loses his arm in an accident.
I know. It's just now. I'm sorry.
And you can see on GoFundMe, right? Who donates to his GoFundMe.
His lip
is quivering. He's biting his lip. You can see who donates to this tragedy. And you can see the amount, and you can see their name. And somebody tweeted earlier, hero with a heart. Adam Schefter supported his friend and colleague Matt Miller, who recently lost his arm in a car crash, with $100 donation. We need more Adams in the world. Somebody tagged us and said, Ben, if Woods ever lost his arm. And I yelped out loud. I don't know that a tweet has ever been more true. Now, people are saying that it's been debunked. I don't care. The sentiment remains the same. The sentiment is absolutely the same. He did give apparently $1,000. And I thought what Omar said, I went, yeah, I'm lucky to get 100 out of you. If I lost my arm, I would be lucky. Paul would have to shame you. I have to come in here like the guy from Def Leppard and be like, you didn't even donate.
There's no way $100 is going to replace your arm.
No, it's not. But every little
what do you need? What do you need $100 for?
Yeah, great point here by Gary.
Are you buying the prosthetic yourself? What is it not covered by insurance? What am I giving the money for?
Did you would come in and be like, hey, Woodsy lost his arm. I'm doing him the favor of promoting his GoFundMe. That's valuable.
You can still do this job without an arm. You can get paid. You can do everything but that you could do before. If you'd like me to help you like carry some groceries in, maybe I'll show up and give you an arm.
Did you laugh at Lieutenant Dan when he lost his legs in Forrest Gump? Did you think that was hysterical?
Lieutenant Dan was quite competent, even without the legs. You saw how well he was able to get around.
It's true. But, Paulie, that's the amount, right?
Yes.
Like, unquestionably the amount. I'm not, and I know, again, Adam gave $1,000.
Sure. Let's hypothetically just go with your tweet that you saw.
Right.
Adam Schefter makes a lot of money.
Sure.
A lot more than any of us.
Oh, yeah.
All three of us combined he makes a lot more. So $100, or even for that matter, $1,000.
Yeah, I don't want to crap on a guy for giving $1,000.
And
I think that's a good
either.
amount.
100%.
100 is a joke.
$100, that's like one of us giving like $3 or $4. Like, here you go.
But that's
Ben
true.
Higgins has donated $4.
Even $1,000 is like giving $30 when you make as much.
Right.
I mean, should donations always be classified as a percentage of your overall income? Like, I'm giving 0.05% of my yearly income.
No, it's not
it's
not a tithe or anything.
It isn't, but for some guys, $50 is a big donation.
But for Adam Schefter, it's not.
I know it's not. But for some people, like, hey, I'm operating on a tight budget every month. And if they give $50 to something, that's like a huge,
sure.
That's a big donation for someone. For someone else, it's like tipping money and pocket change.
Right.
It's like it's not the same for different amounts of people depending on how much you make.
Yeah, right. It should all be proportional, you think?
Kind of. I mean, that's what makes sense to me.
It is the number. Bet it would be $100, right? You know it. I know it. I think the audience knows.
You might
it
even go
now.
for like $50.
$50. I'm laying in a hospital.
It depends on what the options are, because I bet
$250 is where I would.
$250.
$250.
Wow,
it's not bad. I was thinking for you, I probably would have done $1,000.
Thank you.
500 at a minimum. I think 500. So that actually tracks.
See, now I'd rather you come over and carry in my groceries, but I could never get you to leave the house.
No, I'm going to give you $1,000 so I don't have to do that.
Exactly.
I'll buy my way out of things. Of actually,
and I will go carry your friend's luggage into houses so I don't have to give money.
He would. He absolutely would. Well,
talking about the proportional thing, it started getting me thinking. I saw something on Reddit recently, and it completely warped my mind on how I view tipping, because tipping is a very spicy subject here. We've talked about it a bunch. What's appropriate, what's not. When do you tip? When don't you tip?
Well, all the Europeans are over here now for the World Cup, and it is like
that might have been what this was
such
connected
a good
to.
Bit, man. They have no idea.
The scenario that was laid out though was tipping 20% straight across the board, and if that's actually the way we should be doing it. For example, let's say you go out with your wife, you're going out to dinner, and you sit down and you order like 2 steak dinners. It's $60 each. It's let's call it $50 each. Your bill's $100. Nice round number. You're tipping 20%. What about the couple, the same 2 people that sit down right next to you and order? They're not as hungry. They just ordered $16 sandwiches maybe and a drink, and their totals $60.
Same work for the
it's the
server.
Same amount of trips back and forth. It's the same amount of service, same level of service, but one is going to tip 20% on 100 and one's only going to tip 20% on like 50 or whatever. Does that make sense?
Right. I mean, you order $150 bottle of wine with that dinner,
right?
Or you order 2 iced teas. I mean, it's just one trip. You
just automatically go, you have to give 20% of the bill. You're like, well,
you tip on the bill.
$200 of that was a bottle that they just brought out.
You do. There are some conventions that will tell you, like, you don't have to tip on a huge bottle of wine. Like, if you order one $500 bottle of wine, like super huge bottle of wine, you don't tip like that part of it. You tip on the meal and then just kind of like a normal beverage cost.
I do feel like if you're baller enough to order a $500 bottle of wine, tip on it.
Fair enough.
Right? Like,
it's an extra $100 just for bringing the bottle out.
Yeah. I mean, but you've got $500 to spend on wine. You're good. Take care of your servers.
Right, but if you order the $20 bottle of wine, that's the same amount. That server still has to uncork.
So that guy gets a $2 tip. The other guy gets $100
tip.
Yeah.
And
you tip on the price.
Bad luck, wrong table, I guess.
I mean, are we really going to go in nickel and dime? You actually brought his water first, so that's going to dock you 1%. Okay, mine's not quite the temperature I wanted. It's another 3%. I mean, you can drive yourself crazy. Tip on the bottom line, and you're good at the end of the day.
Another discussion for another day.
Look,
probably.
I don't disagree. I'm not going to do that, but it had me thinking, like, yeah, that is curious.
Tipping when you were the one who was actually like going up, doing the order, picking up your order at the counter. I mean, I do tip still, like the kitchen staff is working back there, but I don't tip the full like 20. Like if I sit down at a meal, I tip 20 to 25%.
Right.
But if I order at a counter and I have to go pick up my meal, I don't tip 20 to 25%. I'll tip maybe like
Jersey Mike's?
10%. If I get like a $12 sandwich, probably $2.
Well, do you put in your points?
Yeah,
I know you do. You swipe your card, and it says
I don't ever push like 20%. I push other, and I just type in $2.
What do they usually give you? Like
that's like super cheap.
It's
You're like the super. Just give them the 10% if you want to give the lowest.
Don't
they
give
you
more than
the
10%,
options are usually like
10% would be like $1.20.
Okay,
so I do like 20.
Okay, so yeah, they don't give you like 18.
I don't do 20%. I do $2, would be like 17% or whatever. Like
I always round. Like if it's $2.83 is the tip that they suggest, I'll just give them 3.
Yeah.
I don't want to be suggested.
I like when they ring that bell.
Yeah.
When the options are at the bottom of the screen, it's like 15%, 18%, or 20% tip.
The sad part about Jersey Mike's is you'll go get a Jersey Mike's. I'll tip my 20% at Jersey Mike's. They're busting their ass back. They slice that meat, all of it. They have made that chicken salad.
That is
whatever.
different. Yeah, they are.
Right.
They're working a little bit harder, and I count for that. That's why I give like close to 20% there. I give $2 on a sandwich.
So here's the bummer. You go to Jersey Mike's, you get a sandwich, and you sit, and they ring the bell for you because you gave them a tip. You'll sit there for 30 minutes. You won't hear another bell sometimes. And that's why I always try to give a little bit more for the buttheads that don't.
And the bell is obviously to try to shame everybody into getting the bell.
100%. You don't want to be the guy that doesn't get the bell. It's genius.
My son used to work there.
Yeah, it is absolutely genius.
Definitely a strategy. All right, we need to take a time out. When we come back, last game of the week, time to play Take on Woods. We just have our music category left today, so keep that in mind. You're taking on the master here, 833-288-0973, but a chance for a great prize. It's the staycation of the Town and Country and a $250 food and beverage credit. Call now, 833-288-0973. We'll play our game, then talk to Darren Smith. All coming up on Ben Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 000-466. For a full list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
How much do you tip on a winning hand of California style blackjack?
That's a really good question, and I'll kind of do it like maybe every 5 hands. I'll throw like a $5 chip out or something, or a $10 chip.
When you win a big hand,
one,
I'll always like leave a chip. But if you're losing, then I don't tip.
Like,
I figure the winner
to try to change my luck.
Yeah, that's true. That's a way to do it as well.
Never works.
Get better cards. The karma comes back to you. You always need good cards. You're playing Texas style Hold'em, at 7 Mile Casino. You've got 4 different games. You've got a great atmosphere, and you got a weekend coming up. Would be a great time to check out 7 Mile Casino.
Yeah, absolutely. If you haven't been over there yet, please do. Go check it out. Just 7 minutes from downtown. You'll be very pleasantly surprised with what you find. The food is outstanding. It's a smoke-free environment. Got a great bar area. Maybe you don't feel like playing cards, but you can. But you just want to go have a beer, watch a little bit of the game. They got TVs. They got everything you need.
It's funny because I would never recommend going to a card room just to hang out at a different card room. But I like the energy at 7 Mile. I have gone just for lunch at Sammy's. I like it in there. You can do the weekend brunch as well, Saturdays and Sundays, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Voted best in the South County. Check it out tomorrow or Sunday. Enjoy it on the patio overlooking San Diego Bay and Coronado. It's fantastic. It's right off the 5. It's 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from downtown.
Hey player, this is all yours. This room with this view. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Pools, the swimming pool experts trusted by thousands of San Diegans since 2006. Baseball season is in full swing, so is swim season. Make sure your pool is ready. Call now, mention radio for a free month of pool service. We'll talk some World Cup.
The tier ones don't know. We almost came to blows in here. We don't ever fight. Look at me in the eye. If you're not too busy talking to Paulie.
Right.
I love you.
Love you too.
I never want to work with anybody else.
Everybody gets annoyed at other people at some time.
I'm not annoyed.
Sometimes you're annoyed.
I'm not annoyed at you.
Sometimes you're annoyed. I know you are.
Me?
Don't lie.
Never.
Don't lie.
No.
All right, leave. We're going to play some Take on Woods. Get out of here.
You guys talk amongst yourselves, as usual.
Get out of here. All right, he's gone. He can't hear us now. He is the absolute worst.
We really think
sometimes,
about it.
isn't he?
God
My
dang,
goodness,
man.
he is just difficult.
We are in for a long 4 days next week.
Take on Woods is brought to you by Bay Alarms, security and fire alarms for every business. We got you, and we got Ron on the line today. Hello, Ron.
Hey, morning. You guys are doing good here.
Okay, good news for you. It's Friday. The bad news means we only got one category left this week. It is our music category. So you got to take on the master in Road Warriors. We've got 5 2-second songs, all with the word road somewhere in the title. To score the point, you need to give me both the title and the artist. You'll have 60 seconds to get as many as you can. You can always pass. We'll come back to it if there's time left on the clock. If you can beat or tie Woods, you will qualify for the staycation grand prize drawing at the Town and Country in Mission Valley. I got a $250 food and beverage credit, 4-story water slide, 3 pools, and special rates just for fan listeners by going to towncountry.com/thefan to starting at $199 per night. Ron, do you think you're ready to play?
Let's go. Give it a try.
All right. Again, the category is Road Warriors. Your time begins when Paulie plays our first song. Good luck, Ron. Let's take on Woods.
Like a band of gypsies, we go down the highway.
Pass.
It's not a good sign.
Roadhouse, The Doors.
Correct. I'll give it to you. Song number 3.
Are you gonna come down?
Pass.
Song number 4.
Thunder Road, Bruce Springsteen.
Correct. Song number 5.
Oh, no idea.
That's a tough one. Go back to song number 1. You can get this.
Like a band of gypsies, we go down the highway.
I should know that one. Pass that one again.
All right, go back to song number 3.
When are you gonna come down?
Yellow Brick Road, Elton John.
Correct. Song number 5. Okay. I'm giving him 3. Close enough. Goodbye, Yellow Brick Road by Elton John. Roadhouse Blues by The Doors. I'll give it to you. Thunder Road you got. The ones you didn't get, On the Road Again by Willie Nelson. That was the first one. And then the tough one at the end, Body Like a Back Road by Sam Hunt. I don't think Woods is going to get that one, but he needs all other 4 to beat you. We'll see if he can do it. We got a music category for you today. All 2-second songs. See if you can figure this one out. Ron scores locked in. 60 seconds on the clock. Woods, your time begins when Paul plays our first song. Good luck. Let's take on Ron.
Like a band of gypsies, we go down the highway.
That is Willie Nelson, On the Road Again.
Correct. Song number 2.
Ooh, Roadhouse Blues by The Doors.
Correct. Song number 3.
When are you gonna
Goodbye, Yellow Brick Road by Elton John.
Correct. Song number 4.
That's it?
How? You're getting so good.
Ooh, pass.
Oh, song number 5. You better go back to song number 4.
Dirt Road by Jelly Roll.
Incorrect. Song number 4.
What is this?
Really? Wow. Oh, this is big. Ron got this one pretty quick.
Gonna make me nuts.
Wow.
I'm out.
I was sure you were going to get that one.
What is it?
Don't forget that liner.
What is it?
3-3 is the final score. You didn't. It's Thunder Road by Bruce Springsteen. Wow.
Does everybody know how
I know. I just thought you get that one. And then the tough one at the end was Body Like a Back Road by Sam Hunt.
Oh, God. I was close. He's the guy he talks
congratulations.
a lot over.
You have qualified.
I did not choke. I tied. You're a soccer fan.
Ron,
You love these.
I was laying like you were like minus 400 on this one today. I thought
that's not a choke.
It's a stunning upset, even with a tie, even with a draw. Each side gets a point in the standings. I get it, but Ron, I think you pulled off a big one today.
I'll take a tie
on the 3-3 tie.
New soccer woods.
You got a result, is what they like to say in the soccer business.
I never get upset about results.
Huh?
Right.
But it was like. You were like Spain, and he was like Cape Verde in this one. It's like, I think it's an upset. No offense to Ron. He did a nice job. Well, he didn't get on the road again at the beginning. I was going like, oh, no.
Oh, he's done.
He's done.
Yeah.
And then he came back and got 3 of them, and it was like, okay, we got a chance.
I don't Thunder Road, I can't say I'm all that versed in a lot of Springsteen.
All right, fair enough. But you knew it was roads right somewhere.
Yeah,
right?
I knew it was roads.
Figured that out.
I figured because we were traveling.
All right, let's take a time out. When we come back, Darren Smith will talk World Cup and results. Team USA did not get one last night.
Correct.
Didn't really matter, though. That is coming up next year with Ben Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Nothing. Now,
so let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
it's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee hurts.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
This pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Woods brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. All right, let's get right to it. The U.S., as we said, did not get a result last night, but it didn't really matter. Still, a tough line of questioning after the game.
Yeah.
U.S. coach Mauricio Pochettino.
I saw people really mad on
bit.
Twitter. Yeah, they were mad about this, even though they knew it didn't matter.
Dude, we won. Let's talk to our friend Darren Smith about it. Friar Territory podcast, Talking Soccer, SDFC broadcaster. Only a month away from the next game, Darren. So we're getting a little bit closer to the return of SDFC season.
I got that notification yesterday.
My long summer break is coming to an end. So, yes. Thank you for the extra hour, Josh Stein, by the way. Appreciate that. Yeah, only a month to go. We'll be out at Social a little bit later today. So anybody that wants to go hang and watch Norway and France or stick around for Spain and Uruguay, we can head on out there to Mission Beach. But always a pleasure. Good to see you guys.
You've been on TV more than I have. In the last
Crazy, right?
I'd be nervous if I were you, Ben.
You've been crushing it, by the way, Darren.
Nervous.
You're doing a really nice
appreciate you
job.
saying it. I don't know. I don't know. I just I feel like this is more my happy place. Being on radio, being off camera, everything now is so on camera all the time. Everything's got to be streamed. Everything's got to be clipped for Instagram. I'm always like, I don't know. I get really hung up on my flaws, but whatever.
Don't we all?
It's my problem,
my friend. You should shave your head and see how
happy
that
haircut,
goes for
by
you.
the way.
Thank you very much.
Happy haircut.
Appreciate it.
What's that all?
Call me Brittany.
You look faster.
Brittany
Look like
Spears.
go run the base.
I'm definitely not. No, everyone asked me, and it was last Friday, and I was hot. I swear to God, I was hot, and I go, I'm sick of this, man. And I didn't want to sit there and have him piece my hair together, and I just go shave it, man. Just take it off.
Yeah.
It was fine for a couple days. Now I walk by the mirror and I go, I kind of miss my hair, but it'll come back.
Yeah,
it'll grow.
But hey, man, in and out of the shower. It's like
it's
going
so
through
easy.
the Soapy Joes.
Yes,
You just, there's no muss, no fuss. You're like, I'm just breezing right through here.
No, it's
I don't have
great.
a lot of time.
It's great. It was great.
So
I've enjoyed it. It is a little weird. I'll be honest with you.
So, Darren, what did you
I
think? Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I'm good. Just was complimenting his due.
Thank you.
All right. What did you think about the strategy last night? How Pochettino handled his, starter subs, resting guys with nothing on the line against Turkey?
Well, you had to rest some of them, right? You had to rest the guys that had yellow cards because it would be profoundly stupid to put those players out there, have them pick up a yellow card and then be suspended for the first knockout game, right? So, automatically those guys are off the board. You move those pieces completely off the board. There's no point in putting them out there. I mean, I was disappointed with maybe one thing more than others, and that was changing the goalkeeper. If you're going to say that you're going with Matt Freese as your starting goalkeeper, then let him stay there. He didn't have a ton to do against Paraguay, didn't have a ton to do against Australia, would have had more to do last night. So, I like keeping players in rhythm. I understand that certain guys probably, you got to get them off their feet or you got to protect them from suspension. But I didn't understand the one with the goalkeeper. Now, we could always nitpick instead of Brandon Aronson. I would have liked Alejandro Zendejas in there. I'm not in training. I don't see what goes on there every single day. So to a certain extent, you have to say this coach has pulled all the right levers and he knows more about what's going on than any of us. But I just think philosophically, I think, putting a different goalkeeper in there, was he directly responsible for 3 goals? No, the defenders kind of let him down, but it looked disorganized, which is sort of the responsibility of the goalkeeper. So I didn't love that. And I'm sure if you paid a bunch of money, I thought it was objectively a pretty exciting game. And when Pulisic checked in and the crowd started roaring, you're like, wow, this is something I've not experienced before. So, there's a lot to like, but you just hope there's no carryover, right? I mean, that's the thing. You're sort of stuck in this dead rubber game, as they call them. And you don't really know what the right approach should be. Like, should you go out there and go, balls to the wall and try to win it? Or are you just like, okay, it's okay. Like, it doesn't really matter. And then all of a sudden, you try to flip the switch on and off, and who knows if that really works. So I guess we won't know until July 1st when they play Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Man, I think about this every year, Darren. I always try to put my shoes or my wear the shoes of a big league manager, and you're in that stretch run and you've clinched. You're going to the playoffs, and what do you do? Like, who do you throw? Do you change everything you've done, or do you say, no, I'm not changing a thing, and I want my guys ready and hot for the playoff? It makes me sick. It would keep me up at night if I was the actual skipper, because what if so-and-so goes out and rolls his ankle or something in a meaningless game? Like, it is.
And then they crush you.
Yeah, it's just the most
they did put Pulisic in the second half, and that was somewhat of a risk, right, Darren?
I guess, but the other side of the risk, right? There's 2 sides to the same coin. The other risk is that he doesn't play for almost 3 weeks,
right?
And then we're talking about how players get back into rhythm and how much can you really do in training versus going out and facing this Turkey, whatever, this side that probably had a little bit of pride to play for, right? But then that's the other side of the risk is, they had this great camera shot, and we could all only imagine what Mauricio Pochettino was talking to his assistant coach about. But it was around the 52nd, 53rd minute, and it was 2-2, and you could see they're like, what do we do? So I was like, what are we supposed to do here?
What should we do here?
Yeah, because now if Pulisic doesn't play, let's say he doesn't play for almost 3 weeks, and he's a non-factor in the knockout round, it's like, well, why didn't you get him into that game? But but then the Turkish players were like really aggressive and fouling a lot. So you don't want to re-aggravate an injury. I don't know, but this is so easy to do on microphones, and it's just a lot, and I'm sure we'll segue to Padres and Dodgers, but I remember this, taking nothing away from what the Padres did back in 2022, right? That's what the year they beat the Dodgers in the playoffs. But there was a late season series between Padres and Dodgers, and I was still credentialed at the time. So I was down there and I floated over towards the Dodger dugout, and they had already clinched, right? Best record, best team in Dodger history, all this other sort of stuff. And I remember going over to their dugout late and talking to people who worked for the Padres, who were, part of the staff, and some of their coaches. And they were like, we've already clinched. Our players aren't taking any of these games seriously. And it worries us because it was the first year of the new format, right? Where the best teams had the bye. Wow. And I know that turned into this whole runaway conversation, and it's not my point, but it's like, I sensed it. Like, they're like, yeah, these guys are not into this. And can they just flip the switch? Nobody could answer. And the Padres beat them fair and square. Not saying it was a result of that, obviously. Been over this a million times. But, like, it is the same, it is peas in the same pod here. Like, how are you supposed to coach these things? And how do you motivate people for a game that, everybody tells you over and over again doesn't matter?
Such a good point.
Talking to Darren Smith, I do have one more very random soccer question that maybe you can answer. We sprinkle it on our eggnog around the holidays, but why do they call it nutmegging when a ball goes between a player's leg in soccer? I've never known why.
I don't have the answer to that one either.
Okay.
No, I don't.
Nutmeg.
I mean, I can tell you why it's called a dead rubber game. I can tell you why it's called a Travella. By the way, I sent Paulie the song, the Bosnia song, if you guys haven't heard it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's been making the rounds. You guys can have some fun with it over the next week or so.
Nice.
It's a very catchy jingle from the Bosnians,
like their
or the
version of the
Herzegovians.
San Diego Superchargers song or something.
It's kind of funny, it just talks about like the Bosnians and their plight, and their trying to get into the United States and all this sort of stuff. So,
or is it more like the "That's What's In" guys? Either one works for me. There it is.
I really want to see Statue of Liberty.
Oh, that's genius.
I can no longer wait. Take me to United States. Take me to Golden Gate. I will assimilate.
That's fantastic.
yeah.
D. Smith, thoughts on old friend Andrew Mulligan Green getting another shot at the big chair in New York, by the way. The New York Mets' new interim manager, Andy Green. We were all experienced with Andy.
I liked Andy Green. I don't know if I'm in the minority on this or if I'm the only person on this island, but I really thought Andy was one of the smartest hires that AJ's ever made. I understood he played a very specific role, which was more about development than it was about winning. But I probably talked to Andy more than anybody.
Yeah.
Because I was doing the weekly with Andy. And got to know him a little bit, and still like him. And always said, if I was running if somebody was ever dumb enough to let me run a baseball organization, I would want Andy Green to be in my organization. Would I want him to be my manager? I don't know, but maybe he's grown from the role.
Oh, I'm sure.
I think that's an amazing mess of a situation in New York. What did they have? 6 infield errors the other night? My
6.
God.
Yes, 2 days ago.
Yeah. Just brutal. But I've always liked Andy, and I think that Andy is somebody that, again, like if I was running the show, I would want him involved in some capacity. I think he's got a good mind. I think he's, understands people. I think he understands modern baseball. I know his career, baseball wise, people can poke and laugh, but I like it. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but I don't know how he's going to do there. I suspect not many people can walk through the door and turn that mess around. It's the Mets, and they're always kind of like this. But just in terms of like a baseball guy, I always dug him. I thought he was, the real deal.
Yeah, for us, the only thing I ever laughed at was his taunting of Joe West, and it was like the worst manager chatter I ever heard. And but other than that, like you said, obviously,
hey, Joe,
he kept
go get another call.
Yeah,
wrong,
go
Joe.
get another call wrong. He kept getting jobs in baseball, which means he knows baseball, and smart people hired him, which means he knows the game. But yeah, you're right, man. I'm not sure that Connie Mack walks in there and Bruce Bochy walks in there and turns that thing around.
It's funny because you say, I want him in my organization. Do I want him as the manager? We've had a lot of that here. I mean, Jay Stingler, absolutely want him in my organization. Yeah. As a manager, no. Mike Schultz, kind of want him in my organization. As the manager, I'm not sure. Even back to the days like North Turner, I want him in my organization. As the head coach, I don't know about that.
Right. Yeah.
We've been saddled with a lot of those guys here in San Diego.
I mean, but like Andy, when he was here, I think part of the, I always remember a conversation that we had with Trevor. And I remember interviewing Trevor because he was part of the interview process with Andy Green. I said, what did you ask him out of curiosity? What does Trevor Hoffman ask Andy Green during an interview? And Trevor said this on the radio. So he goes, I asked him if he thought his height would be a factor in earning respect in the clubhouse. And I was like, whoa, okay. And I always thought about that. And then, learning and being around it a little bit, I was around it much more back then than I am today. It felt like that was sort of a thing. Like Andy, I think whether it was his career or that he was an outsider or because of his height, or he was replacing a popular guy in Buddy Black. There was this kind of prove it. Like he always had to, prove his why he was hired. To the point where people are like, okay, guy, we get like, you got the job already. You don't have to keep proving why you're here. You already got the job.
Yeah.
But, maybe there was a little bit of insecurity there with Andy that he's overcome. I hope so. I mean, I'm rooting for the Mets, but I'll be an Andy Green fan. I'll root for him to figure out a way to turn this into some level of success for him. But I suspect that probably is wishful thinking more than anything.
I wonder if he shows up today in lifts in the clubhouse, just those lifts that you put in your shoes, the big Skechers.
I mean, I've worked very hard all of my life to be tall, and
Me too.
I've earned that respect.
I put in the work
by being tall
to be 6'1".
That short people just have not put in that same level of work to earn that sort of respect there. And
That's
I totally
right.
get it.
Exactly.
It's so true.
That's why you literally look down on them, Ben.
That's right. It's crazy though. Darren Smith joins us here on Ben and Woods this morning. It's crazy what a 3-game sweep of a good baseball team, albeit a banged up team. People seem to forget Padres are pretty banged up too, and have been for a while, right? I get it, man. Acuna is a great player. Strider's a great player. Sale, you missed him, but as Stammen said, as we all pointed out, they've faced plenty of aces this year. They were kind of due to face the back end of a rotation, and it's pretty great what it does for the psyche. Beating that team, I'll be honest, I didn't think they were going to take all 3 from the Atlanta Braves.
Well, especially, I think it's you can look at a series and you can look at the individual games, right? Like getting Michael King back to that was so important because his previous 5 have been bad. And then coming from behind, falling in a hole 4-0, being behind 6-5 in that second game. Okay, now you've won 2 different games 2 different ways, right? So that was really cool. And then you're like, all right, that third game, kind of a punt, right? Like JP Sears doesn't look good in triple. And he goes out there and gives you what you need. So I'm with you. I like it. I know we put way too much into these Dodger series. Win or lose, at the end on Monday, the sky is falling or everything is sunshine and roses. But I loved it. I liked it because they found different ways to win, right? It wasn't one way. They got a great performance from King. And then, they showed some toughness, some mental toughness in that second game. Tatis's home run was a real rare one for him. That one, I'm not a swing doctor, but just seeing the way he actually carried that ball out to center field. And then again, like the, Samad Taylor show, build the statue already.
Right.
So yeah, I liked it. They just figured out different ways to win. Every game had a different story, and it's a 3-game sweep. And I'm with you. I don't care what's going on with the Atlanta Braves. I mean, Padres are still wondering about Musgrove and Pivetta.
Right.
So, I'm not feeling sorry for them at all, but it sets up for a great weekend at Petco Park.
Yeah, it was the much-needed reminder that sometimes good things happen in a baseball season as well. We forget that at times over the summer. But sometimes good things actually happen to your team. Darren, really appreciate it. We'll have more to talk about next week. Hopefully a U.S. team going into the round of 16 if they can get past Bosnia and Herzegovina.
We won't be here.
Won't talk to
that's
next
right.
Week.
We're not
we'll be off
next
next Friday.
It's a holiday. Hopefully we're talking about the U.S. maybe in the semifinals in a couple of weeks then of the World Cup. That would be a story.
We can always move our interview with Darren Smith up a couple days, right?
We'll figure it out. Our people contact your people.
We're in Chicago. We're in a different studio. We're not exactly sure what next week's going to look like.
He just acquiesced.
Well, I'll just be sitting right here in the same exact spot because obviously this is my entire life. Is just sitting in this chair and talking into this microphone. So whenever you need me to dial in, just ping me a text and I'll be here.
You've already acquiesced to Josh Stein. I'm sure you can acquiesce a couple of days. Steiner. Yeah. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you.
See you guys. Appreciate it.
Darren Smith on our SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking. It is better. All right, we will come back. Final hour. Paulie's got some headlines for the Reindl Report, and we still have an MLB Reacharound to get to. all still ahead with Ben and Woods. Before we go to the top of the hour, let's give away some Zach Top tickets as well. 833-288-0973. Third caller, going to win a pair of tickets to see Zach Top at Pechanga Arena on September 17th. Tickets on sale now at AXS.com. And final hour of the week coming up next year with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan. Did a little research. Since Darren couldn't answer my question about nutmegging, I went to the internets and found a couple of explanations. I guess there's some debate why the pass between your defender's legs is called a nutmeg. A lot of people say it has to do with a Cockney rhyming song where legs, nutmegs just kind of rhymed and kind of went together. I like this one. This is a historical one. It says in the 1800s, nutmeg, the actual spice, was very valuable. It's like, these little, you've seen them before, right? Nutmeg, not ground, but the whole nutmeg.
No, I've only seen ground nutmeg.
But before they grind it, it comes in like these, they're like basically like little nuts.
Well, I would assume that it didn't come ground.
Yeah. So the exporters, the unscrupulous ones, would hide like little bits of wood in there to make them pay more. And then you find out, I didn't get all the nutmeg. It wasn't all nutmeg. I got nutmegged essentially by the exporters.
Drug dealers will do that as well.
And then finally, in northern England, they say apparently nuts is a slang for testicles. And the term evolved from the visual of the ball passing directly between a player's private parts. So those are the three possible explanations for nutmegging. Did you know about that northern England slang? They always have those weird slang words in northern England that we don't use here.
So you're talking about like the things like you would see in like a dish, maybe at a bar top, those nuts, like peanuts or whatever. Yeah. They actually in England they call those testicles.
They relate those to male reproductive organs, apparently, and call them.
I've heard it said many a time. Nuts it's funny when you say, what do you prefer, nuts or balls? I like nuts. I think it's way funnier.
I agree.
Like, you get me in the balls. That's funny, but you got me in the nuts. But nuts is funny. Nuts has always been funny to me. The boys.
Where did you hit Coach Walter?
Nuts.
Where?
Nuts.
Are you sorry?
Yeah.
So cute.
It's the greatest.
Where did you hit Coach
Walter?
So he just hit you in the throat the other day.
Yeah, he got me in the throat.
Was this the same thing? He was just playing catch?
He was playing catch, and he was little, man. He was little, maybe 3. And he just reared back, and boom, and Coach Walter gave it the
Not even 3, because all I can see is when I saved that soundbite. So it's probably right around then. That was saved on July 29th of 2020. So what?
It's 2. Yeah, he just turned 2.
2.5.
Yeah, 2.5 years old, man.
Where did you hit Coach Walter?
Nuts.
Where?
Nuts.
Are you sorry?
Yeah.
I'm very sorry.
Now he's like, no, I'm not sorry. I'm not saying sorry.
bit.
And I refuse to say sorry ever.
Screw Coach Walter.
Yeah. So good.
You learn something new every day, hopefully, by listening to the Ben and Woods program.
I'm still fascinated. You've seen nutmeg that's not ground up?
Yeah, absolutely.
Where?
I have no idea what
I don't know what it looks like. I'm picturing like an acorn or like
a little bit. Yeah.
Where do you get it?
In like the grocery store. They have both ground and unground. If you want it to taste like the best, you do it fresh, and then you use a little grater that grinds the nutmeg freshly onto your eggnog or whatever you're using.
How much are you using nutmeg for?
Not a lot. So it really ends up just sitting in your spice rack unused for months and months.
Do most spices. I went the other night to get some paprika out of sorry to hijack the Reindl Report. We have nothing but time. To get some paprika out of our spice rack. Down, pull the thing open.
Essential Hungarian spice, paprika.
Went to put it on my dish, and it wouldn't come out. It was just one. What's the shelf life on these? 3 weeks for all these? Every one of them had chunky.
They should last you a couple of years, but eventually they are going to lose flavor and go bad.
And I'll ask you this question too. When you walk into the grocery store and you need 7 spices,
I hate it.
I hate it. I hate it so much. Knowing I've got a full jar of this at home. It happens to be clumped up and it won't come out, but I have a full jar that was $8, and now I got to buy 7 spices.
And the worst thing is we have tons of spices at home. And anytime there's a recipe and I look through them, why is the one spice we don't have that one?
Oh, no, I have it.
Always that one.
Oh, I've got it. It's just 3 years old and no longer good. It's bricked up is what it is. And you bang it on the thing and you try to shake it out. Hannah was like, oh, I wouldn't use that. It's expired. I'm like, it's paprika. Like, who cares if it's expired? What's it going to do? You get sick from expired paprika? I don't think so.
It's just not going to add the desired flavor, though.
What's the company that makes those?
There's a couple of them, like McCormick's is the big one, I think.
I swear to God, in the meetings, they're like, hey, put that stuff in it that makes it clump up. They'll just have to buy it. They'll have to buy way more. Every 6 months. It is terrible. So, yeah, you've actually had ground nutmeg. I did not know that.
Freshly ground nutmeg.
And you can buy
fancy.
You can buy a bag of nutmeg.
It'll actually come in those plastic jars, and you shake it, and then you just have like 3 or 4 of them.
Okay.
In one of those jars. And
Orthodox says spices don't expire, coming from an ex-grocery guy. But that clumpiness, somebody said
they don't go bad in a way that I think is going to harm you, but I do think they lose some of their essential flavor and aroma if you don't use them after a couple, 2 or 3 years.
All right, fair. I just wanted to bring that up because it drives me crazy.
All right, let's get to the Reindl Report. A little bit late, but Paulie, go ahead.
And get things started here with our today's edition of the Reindl Report.
Now tuned into the greatest.
Welcome to the Reindl Report with Paul Reindl.
Hey guys, it's Paul here.
Hi, Paul.
All right.
2 stories from the world of sports that we haven't gotten to yet.
We'll start off in Major League Baseball.
And 1 story that you didn't know you needed.
Are you laughing, biatch?
It's the Reindl Report.
Hey, Paul, how you doing?
Okay, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
Okay, how are you?
On 97.3 The Fan.
Are you ready to bless the mood? I need some help, please.
That was good.
Can I get a oh yeah?
All right.
Sorry. We try not to do too many inside jokes, but you just got one, and if you know, you know. Paulie, go ahead.
I feel like someday we'll have to explain that to the masses.
That's one of the perks of being a gold member.
Yeah. Speaking of member.
Hey guys, it's Paul here.
All right. Happy Friday, gentlemen.
Happy Friday to you, Paul. Enjoy your vacation.
To Tenerife, maybe.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right, let's get started here. We will get started in the NBA. I saw a really cool story from the NBA draft that I wanted to highlight because we barely talked NBA draft. Why would we? But I wanted to talk about one of the top players that was selected, Cameron Boozer, Carlos Boozer's son, former NBA star. His son, Cameron, this story blew me away. So Cameron, I'm reading this. I saw this on ESPN. They had like a slideshow with photos and some comments here. And I go, I had never heard the story. Cameron Boozer was the 3rd overall pick in the draft. He was initially only born to save his older brother's life. Whoa. And I go, what happened there? So his older brother, Carmani Boozer, he was born with sickle cell disease. Mm-hmm. And in order to survive, he needed a bone marrow transplant to allow him to generate blood that was free of sickle cell disease. And Carlos and the mother were both, neither of them were a genetic match for their son. And a genetic match would most likely have to come from a sibling that they weren't planning on having.
Wow.
So they pursued IVF and they selected embryos that would be a genetic match for the oldest son.
Holy smokes.
And they chose 2 matches, 2 cells or whatever, eggs, to implanted both just in case one of them didn't develop. Of course, when you do that, 2 happened. Exactly what you didn't necessarily plan for. They got twins. And so Cameron and Caden Boozer were born, and doctors were able to harvest their stem cells from their umbilical cords.
Wow.
And they transported it into their older brother. And 1 year later, Carmani was sickle cell free.
That's incredible.
And I was reading more into this. I mean, Carmani, who's also a basketball player, like just the quotes from him in interviews that he's done, he says, "They were only born because I was sick. They saved my life." I was like getting emotional reading it.
That's incredible.
It was really a truly unbelievable story.
And Caden was teammates with Carlos with Cameron on Duke.
Yeah, teammates on Duke. Knowing that they're the reason I'm alive really just makes me want to appreciate them more. They saved my life, and they didn't even know it.
How great would that have been to use against your brother when you were little? You're like, I saved your life. Leave me alone. Hey man, can I get half of that pie? saved your life. That's amazing, man.
But it's also kind of weird to know that your parents weren't planning on having you.
Yeah,
but they
that
had
is
to
weird to know.
to save your older sibling's life.
As the dad, you could also use that against your kids. You're not even supposed to be here. You're lucky. All right?
That's evil.
Would be
Plus,
mean.
they also have a last name that is kind of an insult when it's used on
Boozer.
its own.
Yeah.
Boozer. It's such a boozer.
As a
It's
boozer.
It's never a
Boozer.
compliment.
No, like Fatso. Fatso Boozer would be just the ultimate.
Let's see. That's it for sports. We're going to wrap it up here with a story. We'll head down to Florida. Florida man. Woo, this guy. 77-year-old Florida man was arrested recently after he bought nearly $2,000 in erectile dysfunction drugs without a prescription, and he was intending to sell them within his giant retirement community that he lives in.
He's an enterprising young man.
Yes, at the ripe young age of 77 years old, he decided I could develop a little side hustle here. So I was actually not aware of this place in like Central Florida. It's called the Villages, which is a retirement community. And
I've heard of it.
I have not heard of it. I think
How?
retirement communities, I've seen
How
like
have you heard of them?
I've heard of the Villages. You haven't heard of the Villages.
How?
Everyone going around in golf carts and living amongst themselves.
I've seen like
It's like massive, right?
Yeah, I've seen retirement homes that look like giant mansions or even hotels or something. You're like, oh, that's pretty cool. But this is like beyond that. It's a community. It's like a city for retirement home. It's 80,000 residents roughly. Yeah, it's its own like it's a retirement city basically. And so this guy was arrested last month in the Villages.
Arrested.
He was arrested because he has grabbed somehow $2,000 in ED pills that he doesn't have a prescription for, and he was bringing them back to the home and was planning on peddling them around. He is
it's an odd
awaiting his
business
court
model.
date.
I mean, you watch like TV and every other ad, you can just get them online with like no doctor or just like a quick online consultation.
Which one do you like? Do you like Hims or do you use Row? Which one do you like? What do you prefer? Blue Chew?
If he's convicted,
Didn't we used to have to do ads? Did you do
Woodsy
ads
did.
for Blue Chew?
Chew
long
it and
ago?
do it.
Chew it and do it.
Burt Grossman, the greatest. That's Blue Chew. Just chew it and do it.
If he's convicted, he can face up to a year in federal prison.
A
and
year
and
for a 77-year-old guy that just.
Wow.
So he was. If he was giving them away, like Robin Hood,
I get
he'd be
that
fine.
there's probably some people who shouldn't be taking it due to medical
hearts and
conditions, so
stuff,
he could be putting people in danger. But that's also on them for not going through the proper channels. I mean, he's just facilitating.
They can.
How common do they need them in the Villages?
Oh, dude. Yeah, I've heard stories about retirement homes that it's like you're people at the end of their lives.
Well,
They've maybe regressed a little bit mentally, right? And they're like, hey man, this could be it. Like any day could be my last. How about you and me get together,
live like you were dying,
and live like you're dying. And I'll see you in my room at 3:30 p.m. right before dinner.
I'm reading here from the
Starting
AP.
to look more forward to the retirement home now.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
He's like, I'm having way more action in here.
So the Associated Press, they say, the Villages, where he lives alongside nearly 80,000 full-time residents, and it was featured in a 2020 documentary called Some Kind of Heaven. It says here, the Villages is no stranger to stories about the sex lives of its residents. Rumors about swingers, public sex, and high rates of STDs have swirled the retirement haven for decades.
Swingers, by the way.
A lot of wrinkles.
It's a lot of loose skin. Lots. Oh, I'm going to throw
All right, good
up.
for them. Yes, good for them.
Well, it usually makes me hungry during the Reindl Report, and I'm not hungry today. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
All right,
it? Oh,
well,
God.
that's it. That's
enough.
We, of course, go straight from there to an MLB Reacharound. Coming up next, we'll take a
Obviously.
look at the rest of baseball's action on a Thursday. Padres didn't play, but there was a fairly full slate of games. We'll get to that coming up next on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Well, listen, on a Friday, maybe thinking about your business and how you can take care of your business. If you own a business, if you're the CFO or the HR manager, wanted to introduce Super Sure Insurance to you. One super agency for you that can handle it. And listen, you know how transactional life can be sometimes. You can buy your policy, and then you don't hear from anybody for a year, but the gaps and the risk do exist that entire year before your policy expires. So, again, SuperSure. Your company's got more than 25 employees. Give them a call. Actually, just go online. They make it very, very simple. Go to supersure.com, and they'll be able to take good care of you. They got year-round support for you and your entire team at supersure.com. Access tools like their fine print facts or their business value calculator that can estimate what your business is worth so you know what actually needs protecting. Again, go to supersure.com. One super agency, one powerful platform, and all your policies, most importantly, in one place. Go to supersure.com. Once again, it's supersure.com, paid for by SuperSure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance company agent.
Pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Ben Woods brought to you by David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Padres baseball, 6:45 tonight. A little 5-minute delay for Apple TV.
Okay.
They'll be the TV broadcasters, but you can get Sammy Levitt's pregame show, EcoWater SoCal pregame show at 5:45, and Jesse and Tony at 6:45 tonight here on 97.3 The Fan.
Excellent.
Don't forget, Apple TV, you can switch over the audio feed if you want. They do a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's weird. Like the first inning, it never works right away.
Yeah, then keep trying.
And then if you keep trying again in the second inning, it usually works. But they sync it up for you. You don't have to worry about any of that. It's always been really, really good. I love the Apple TV games, honestly. I just wish they had Don and Mud.
Yep.
It's the only thing they need.
You're not cheating on Don and Mud when you listen to Tony and Jesse.
That's right.
The video when it's Apple. So
who's on the broadcast tonight?
Wayne Randazzo and that crew. I don't know.
Heidi Watney.
Yeah, I think Heidi Watney's on there.
All right.
Friday Night Baseball. Wayne Randazzo with Dontrell Willis and Heidi Watney.
Dontrell Willis. Loves him.
Pre-game show
he
hosted
loves
by
him some
Lauren
Dodgers.
Gardner with former MLB All-Star Eric Hosmer on the pregame show.
All right.
There you
Really?
go. Yeah, really.
It's not bad. I heard him not too long ago. It's pretty good. Oh, yeah. If you
Padres
don't,
Dodgers, and they thought, let's get Eric Hosmer.
well, if you don't,
It's the whole, both of the games are also doing Cubs
he's doing-
Brewers, so
okay.
he's doing the whole nights of pregame shows.
if you don't like Dodger loving, don't listen to Dontrell Willis. Holy smoke. Did he play for the Dodgers?
I thought he did.
I thought he did too.
Didn't he at the
Yeah,
end of his career?
Yeah. Man, he loves him some Dodgers. Whew. So, yeah, I'm going to listen to Jesse and Tony, I think.
All right.
No, he didn't.
Did he not?
Marlins, Tigers, Diamondbacks,
Man, he
Reds.
loves some
Diamondbacks.
Dodgers.
That's where he was in the
I
division.
really thought he was a Dodger.
I did too. I could have sworn he was.
Yeah,
like
it sounded
you're right
to
at the
me.
end of his career.
Yeah.
Nope.
All right. For the rest of baseball, let's get to it. Time for the MLB Reach Around.
They're doing the
Reach Around.
They're doing the
Reach Around.
Everybody's doing the
Reach Around. Start in the NL West. Had 2 games. One of them, though, was rained out. Diamondbacks at Cardinals postponed. Couple of wild card contenders. They'll make that one up. A's beat the Giants 9-6 to avoid the sweep. A's scored 4 in the 9th inning at Oracle Park to get the win yesterday. Cubs beat the Mets 4-3 in 10 innings. Pete Crow Armstrong, the go-ahead double in the top of the 10th. The Chicago mops the New York Mets. That, of course, is terminology for a 4-game sweep. I don't know if it was coined by our friends at Cespedes Family Barbecue, but they use it the most. The Cubs are the only team with more than 1 mop this season. They have 3 of them.
Wow.
Now, and of course, it also led to this morning's firing of Carlos Mendoza as manager of the Mets, and he was replaced by Andy Green as the interim manager of the New York Mets. They kind of said it was really the doubleheader was the final straw, and they just waited until the end of the series. Mop seems like a good time to do it. The Phillies made a little history yesterday. They were tied with the Nationals 5-5 going into the top of the ninth.
Bro.
And for the 3rd straight day, and this had never happened, the Phillies got a go-ahead home run in the 9th inning. This is the Bryce Harper had this one 2-run shot. They wanted to score 5 in the inning, ended up winning 10-5, but they have been coming up clutch.
3 straight games with go-ahead home runs in the 9th inning.
Yes.
And that was not a Phillies record. That's an MLB.
MLB is what I heard them say. It feels like the Padres did that during one of their recent stretches of amazing walk-offs and stuff. But no, first time they said that 3 straight days they had a go-ahead home run in the 9th inning. They beat the Nats 10-5.
Hold on. Did you see what happened before the Bryce Harper home run?
No.
What a flair for the dramatic he has. Left field bleachers screaming, F Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper. He hits the bomb.
I hate that I have to ask, was this in Washington or Philly?
It was in Washington. Okay. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. But I think he hit him with the ring finger, which is weird because he doesn't have any rings.
Right.
But I don't think he wanted to do the real finger. I didn't see the still shot of it, but he might have flipped him the bird as he was rounding.
Is
the
that
bases,
just
which is fantastic?
You'll get fined if you give him the middle finger,
I don't
but
know.
if you give him the ring finger,
Isn't that funny?
Okay.
It's kind of like I can say poop, I can't say S, but I can give you this and not get fined. Have you ever given the finger?
Yeah.
How do you do it?
I'm not going to do it on camera.
Why not?
Because that would be inappropriate.
Cover your camera and do it. I want to see how you do it.
Isn't that there only one way to do
No,
it?
God, there's this way. Some people do it like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah. He's old school. He goes straight up and down.
Bam.
Just boom.
You
don't do like the
F you. No.
Sideways.
No.
Okay. There's a couple different ways.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Didn't-
Super long.
That
You
one
can go
is super long. Wow.
Right? You can go super long.
Right.
It's normal.
Get a bump in the middle of your finger. Kind of gets wider
It's
in the
called
middle.
a knuckle.
Big though.
The knuckle.
Like I don't have that big knuckle in the middle of my finger the way you do.
It's probably on my years of boxing.
I'm just kidding. Christopher Sanchez gave up 4 in the first inning. He has quietly not had a great June after not giving up a run in the month of May. Been much more human in the month of June. Speaking of not giving up anything, the early game yesterday was interesting. The Rays and the Royals. The Rays used an opener, and then Ian Seymour was their bulk guy. He went like 6 and a third. He didn't give up a run or a hit either, so they had a no-hitter going into the 9th inning against the Royals.
Combined,
They had to sit through a very long position player pitching session that included Junior Camanero's 3rd home run.
Yes.
They were up 13-0. They brought in Craig Kimbrell, the closer, to try to finish out the no-hitter, and he gave up a 2-run shot.
Sure did.
And they ended up winning 13-2, but no. I never saw the answer if there's ever been a no-hitter started by an opener. I know there's been a bullpen game no-hitter.
Combined?
Yeah, but like a true one guy goes an inning, or in this case, an inning and a third. Another guy pitches the rest of the game and gets the no-hitter or the bulk of the game.
Yeah, I wonder. Those are so weird, the combined no-hitters.
Yeah. The Astros had that like full bullpen game one a few years ago, didn't they? Yeah.
I'll get like the notifications from the MLB app or something like, hey, tune in,
They got a no-no.
so-and-so or this team's
like
going into the 8th inning. And when it says like, there was one yesterday, the one that you were talking about, and they go, the so-and-so team is working on a combined no-hitter. I instantly am like, like
same.
there used to be an urgency of like, oh, hey, somebody's got a in the 9th inning for
I
a no-hitter.
tweeted it out. Everyone got mad. Oh, you jinxed it. And I go, do you think I care if the Rays throw a combined no-hitter during that? I tweeted out that it's kind of interesting. You got a no-hitter and a position player pitching in the same game at the same time.
Let's see.
You do think the Padres bullpen, if they ever like truly went all out for a bullpen game, they'd be a threat with the low whip, you know, the few number of hits and contact that a lot of those guys give up, that they would be a threat to throw one.
Agreed.
If they ever had a chance.
I mean, look,
I'll take one tonight.
It's going to be apples and oranges between now and the end of the season. But if the Padres do get into the playoffs, like I'm saying, they should probably have mostly bullpen
the Padres
games.
Starters, you really don't feel like there's ever much of a chance to still have a no-hitter, so it's not going to happen with the starting pitching. But the bullpen could definitely do it. The Pirates beat the Mariners 5-1. Pittsburgh climbs back above 500 with the win, and Seattle, after jumping above, has fallen back to 500 with the loss. The Red Sox doubled up the Yankees 6-3. Chad Durbin had a go-ahead 2-run home run in the win for the Red Sox. Rangers over the Blue Jays 6-5. They built a 6-0 lead early on homers by Jock Peterson, Wyatt Langford, and Jake Berger, and then just barely held on for the win. And the Astros topped the Tigers 2-1. Tetsuya Imai threw 6 innings and struck out 10. He's getting a lot of love on Pitching Ninja for his slider.
Oh my God.
Because one of them goes about 5 inches to the left, and the other one goes about 13 inches to the right, and it's the same pitch. Like, how on earth, if you're the batter, it's a slider. Now, you got to think, wait, is this the one that goes half a foot to the right or 1 foot to the left when I swing?
They did the overlay, and I just went, we got to find a new sport. I mean, this is like, it's unfair, but he settled in. You know, he was a little rough goings early.
By the way, speaking of the Blue Jays, the final voting for MLB All-Star spots was out yesterday. And they do it now that the top 2 at each position go to the final round of voting. The overall winners of the original stage were Shohei Ohtani, so he's already automatically in as the DH for the NL. And Ernie Clement, of all people, the second baseman, a former third baseman, was converted this year to second base for the Blue Jays. And I thought that was weird. But then you look at the final voting and you realize, like, literally every Blue Jay is one of the top vote getters in the American League, even though they're a 500 team. Did go to the World Series last year, but apparently Canada has decided we're just voting for all-stars this year. I mean, like Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who did not have a good first half, got in, and Nick Kurtz is not a final, even though, like, Nick Kurtz's numbers are 100 times better than Vladimir Guerrero's. But if you're a Blue Jay, you are in. Even though you're like utility fourth outfielder is one of the finalists for starting outfield in the American League. So if they keep voting like this, you could actually have all 9 position players, including the DH, just be Blue Jays starting the All-Star game.
I'd like to see it.
I didn't see this, but you are right. I mean, there's 2 guys at every position, and one of them is a Blue Jay.
Yeah, except outfield where 2 of them are Blue Jays. So theoretically, you could have just the Blue Jays lineup for the American League against the National League.
It's hysterical.
In Philadelphia.
Like I'm reading what MLB has about Vladdy. They said, despite his career low OPS of 723, and he's only hit 4 home runs. I was like, that sounds a little familiar to our superstar.
It would be like having the Padres being the finalist at every position. Like, Toddy,
they're not that
and
bad.
Miguel and Duhar. I mean, record-wise, kind of similar in terms of what the Blue Jays have done this year.
What about rankings? As far as offense goes, are they as bad as we are?
They're not as bad, no.
Well, no one's as bad as we are, but
correct.
But this is always, I feel like this has always been the case with the All-Star game. I do subscribe to the cool. If you feel like you got snubbed, vote more. Now, for Nick Kurtz, that's a tough one because blame John Fisher. Honestly, like he's just.
You don't really have a fan base.
You don't really have a fan base.
Your game, it's still only 12,000 people.
Right. Like there's just.
I mean, it's mostly online now, so you could vote from anywhere, but you're probably not getting a ton of A's fans with the passion to vote for their team.
That's it.
So.
And again, I totally understand where you're coming from. I absolutely do. But man, they are a interesting team with some really good players. Him leading the charge.
And SD Brothers says the All-Star game is just a popularity contest. No way. I get it, but I don't feel like the Blue Jays are that popular.
That's also true. They're popular in Canada. They must have organized.
It was one thing like Derek Jeter had an off season, but still got voted in. Yeah, because
people in Canada can vote, and that's a whole country voting for one team.
Cal Ripken, there's always been the couple that you look at, but
Ernie Clement,
Alejandro Kirk,
Alejandro Kirk has barely played it all this year.
I know Brandon Valenzuela should be in over him.
No, Alejandro Kirk, finalist at catcher.
They got a whole country voting for one team.
Yep.
So there you go.
All right.
I'm not mad about it, and I think the reason I'm not mad about it is because I wasn't really expecting any of our guys to be in there. So if I'm not affected personally, I'm like, this is how it's always been. Vote harder, vote more.
All right, final segment coming up, broadcasting live from the Bill House Studios. We know how, and you've been feeling it all week. The trip coming up.
Yeah.
You finally got into the finish line.
Senioritis, man.
Yeah. We are looking forward to it, though. We can have a little more Chicago
your finals
talk.
are all turned in.
Yeah,
you just got to show up for one more day.
Watch a movie.
We'll play a movie in our final segment.
That's right.
Coming up next year on 97.3 The Fan.
He just here. I'll show you a little. Just a little.
Please don't.
Just a little bit. What hurts on you?
Nothing at all.
A little bit.
Nothing. Now,
so let's say
whatever you're about to touch is the only thing.
Let's say
it's gonna hurt.
Right?
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Pretend your knee hurts.
Pretend your knee hurts.
It's going to in a second.
Right here.
Oh, that is not pleasant.
And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
I like a follow-up to the Reindl Report sometime.
Follow-up.
Yeah, like a Reindl Report Part 2.
I mean, at Channel 10, we have our tagline, we follow through. It's good to revisit a story and see if there's been any new developments.
Yeah, yeah, and they're absolutely have been talking about that story we heard in the Reindl Report about the villages down in Florida. I don't know what part of Florida.
Central Florida,
Central Florida,
like the Orlando sort of area, I believe.
About 80,000 elderly people living in a community, and a guy got arrested, and he's going to go to jail for trying to sell black market ED pills to the elderly residents. And apparently, this place is one big orgiastic elderly heaven. And Paulie's wife, Megan, I guess there's a documentary about it too. I think I want to see it. Maybe I don't.
I haven't decided yet.
I don't think I want to.
I don't think so.
But fill me in on what they do down there.
Well, yeah, she wrote in the chat when we were talking about it that no, there's like the whole thing about the loofahs. And I go, what the hell is about the loofahs? Sure enough, it's a little bit of internet lore, but I think it does happen. Throughout the villages, you may see people with loofahs attached to their cars or even their golf carts that they drive around the community. And the color of the loofah, standard
loofah
size loofah, the color will have a meaning, and it kind of signals to everyone else your preferences when it comes to swinging.
So if you're like red, you look for other reds, or maybe I
think it was like it's put in place to eliminate any awkwardness of like maybe like
combos.
Assuming somebody is in something else, and then you're like, oh, I'm so sorry.
I had no idea.
Isn't What is that loofah doing on your cart? Start an awkward conversation.
Well, no, not if everybody.
I
not
think
if
they
it's,
know.
Not if it's an accepted way to let people know what you're into.
Yeah, but if they didn't know what it was,
Oh, like a random just
wouldn't
move.
a random person go, "Why do you have a loofah on your car or cart?" That
And then you
seems
know what I would
weird.
say to them? Funny you ask. Take your pants off. You have the color code?
I do. Are you interested
yes.
in
All right,
how
let's
this
see.
works? Yeah. So if you have a white loofah
Okay.
on your car, that means novices, beginners, brand new to all of this.
Okay.
A blue loofah.
But I'm interested.
Yes. A blue loofah is the lowest level of a full swap. It says those who can play well with others.
Whoa.
A yellow loofah is a mid-level swap. Which they said, just low-level swap, which means I think interested in some stuff, some activities, not interested in all activities.
Okay.
There is the black loofah, full swap, anything goes. No rules attached.
Okay.
Purple is the voyeur color, and
Okay.
just
Just like to watch.
we're just here to watch.
Right.
A pink loofah is a soft swap, which means you like it. You would prefer people in the room, other people doing the same stuff.
Ah, okay. So
Like you're not the only
group
ones in the
setting.
room.
Right.
And then
What's the? I just want to talk sports loofah color.
don't see that color.
You and Adam just riding around on a cart together with the green loofah. It just means green for go all sports all the time. All right. If you had to put a
And then there's a
on,
teal loofah, which is a bisexual preference.
okay, your loofah on your golf cart. If you had to pick one of those,
Of all the loofahs.
ones, let's say it was required. Like, hey,
If it's
buddy,
a requirement,
you got to put your
If
loofah
you're
on.
gonna
there.
live in the villages, you need
You
a
got to
loofah.
have a loofah on you. Which one would you
White
have?
loofah. Yeah.
The white one?
Beginner.
New to
Beginner
this.
loofah.
Be gentle with me.
Not totally opposed, but very,
yeah.
very inexperienced in all of this.
I'm
yes.
so new. I'm a greenhorn. I don't know what's going
I
on.
need more seasoning before I can
need-
get called up to the big leagues.
That's right. Boy, you see those guys riding around with those black ones on their cart. You're like, whoa, really? Anything goes, huh? Wow. What was it?
Big black.
Big black loofah.
Yeah.
So the white one is, I guess I'd probably have white too, right?
Novice, beginner. Anything else kind of says I've got some experience in this.
And
Right.
like I'm into, like we're just not into it.
I definitely wouldn't be the purple one? The just watching.
Oh, the voyeur.
That would be very uncomfortable.
To each their own, I guess. But yeah, I'm also with you. I'm not trying to. Hope you guys are having a good time. I'll just sit here.
Just knocking on the door. Everybody get in here?
And knocking on the door. You're sitting in a chair right there, just like, cool. Oh, yeah. No, it is great. And these are all.
I mean, like, if you're already in the room, just dive in with everybody.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like.
But then the other people may not be comfortable with it, hence why they had a different loofah.
Right. Because there was the loofah for the people who wanted just people in the room, but not necessarily participating with them.
It's true.
That's a lot. That's a lot to keep track of.
It's a lot to keep track. You have a little color code. You're looking at it like, is that red or is that teal?
What about people who just like loofahs?
That's what he's like loofahs.
I just love loofahs. I thought they looked
enjoy
good on my
loofahs.
car
Yeah.
as a hood ornament.
It's a fantastic. It's very interesting to me. Very, very interesting.
You can download that documentary and watch it on the plane on Sunday.
I can't wrap my head around if I want to know more. I think I have enough. I think the mental images are going to stick in my head for a while.
Woods wants to watch the documentary. He just wants to be about sororities rather than a senior community.
Central Florida sorority house is
Florida State.
super into swinging. Yeah.
I'm all right.
There's something curious though about an 80,000 resident community that's just like no holds barred.
It's lawless.
Lawless.
It's
yes.
lawless.
I like it's Florida, so it's already mostly lawless.
It's mostly lawless.
You just got a bunch of horny 80-year-olds running around.
Yeah, like, Mr. Jackson, come on. No. Like he's just loofahs. He's got multiple loofahs on his. He's like, I'm down for whatever.
loofahs.
I got everything. So weird.
What's our level of packing completion?
Zero.
I haven't touched it.
I did some laundry
have
last week and I
shopping.
threw in the basics, like the socks and the underwear are packed, but I still have to choose everything else.
I'll
We're doing that
pack
tomorrow.
What time Where are we getting picked up? What time are I getting picked
we'll
up
be
Sunday?
at your house probably a little before 5.
I'll pack at about 4.
What time are we meeting? Airport 5:30 is what we said?
Yeah. We'll be there right around 5:30.
Okay. Excited. Next time we talk to you guys, we'll be talking to you live from 670 The Score in Chicago. Maybe a potential interview situation there. You never know.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Never
yes,
know.
definitely a potential interview situation.
I mean, why not kick the tires at all the major sports?
Be weird because it's the same company, though.
Would be.
This is how they do it, though. They bring you in.
Yeah.
It's they bring somebody
Wine you,
in.
dine
Oh,
you.
it's just fill-in opportunity or something. It's just.
I'm just
an
saying,
audition.
Go into this week with the black loofah on your proverbial golf cart. All right, keep an open mind.
Fine.
Anything goes. All right, you never know. That's it.
That is it for us.
Have a
this
great
week.
weekend, everybody. We'll talk to you Monday from Chicago. Very excited. With a belly full of hot dogs and hot beef and
beef,
pizza and steak. And
bring some Tums.
I'm going to.
Johnny's beef.
Is it weird if I bring my belt, my belt bag?
Your fanny pack.
Your merce?
My merce. I have so much stuff I'm going to have to carry around.
I mean, you'll be identified as a tourist, but you are.
I'm literally a tourist.
Not the worst thing.
All
It's
right.
convenient.
Yeah, it is. But I'm not carrying any
I'm
of
just
your
looking forward
guys'
to seeing
stuff.
you in shorts all week because it's too hot for you to
All
wear
week.
pants.
I know. All week long.
I have no problem with it.
Man.
All right, that's it for us. Braden and Frank are coming up next. Dodgers baseball.
I got
against
my
the
headphones.
Padres later today. Don't forget your headphones, Woods. For Paulie, for Woods, I'm Ben. Have a great weekend from all of us here at 97.3 The Fan. So long, everybody.